getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour one of John and Jim from Mountain West Media Days here at Circa in Las Vegas, where we will be for each of the next 2 days talking to Sean Lewis, the Aztecs head coach. He will join us tomorrow. We'll have a pair of Aztec players today, including Trey White, the outstanding edge rusher for the Aztecs, who was actually named Defensive Preseason Player of the Year in the Mountain West earlier today. The commissioner of the Mountain West, Gloria Navarez, will join us coming up in 30 minutes. And, of course, we're talking Padres baseball all-star game as well. Kevin Acey, our Padres insider, will join us at 5:30. We'll talk about these Comic-Con badges we're once again giving away here today as well, Jim. But deja vu all over again back in Vegas. Now, the difference for you were here this past weekend. For me, the last time we had Mountain West Football Media Days a year ago, I think it was 120 degrees.
It was very hot.
But today, it's actually relatively cool comparatively, about 100 degrees. It's like I'm wearing pants. It's actually comfortable. It's only 100 degrees in Vegas today. Of course, we're inside, as opposed to some of the shows we've done over the years, actually at Stadium Swim here at Circa.
Look, when we stepped off the plane and we got out to where we needed to be picked up, it wasn't like walking into an oven, which it has been in recent past. This past weekend when I was here, it was hot, and this is definitely cooler for Vegas standards. But yeah, we're back at Circa for the next couple days, broadcasting live here, and we're right in the middle of things.
We are in the thick of it all.
We are right in the middle. So when you go to Circa, there's like I guess like a conference room level, and that's where we're at, and we are right in the middle of this conference room. Everybody's walking by us, and I feel like a fish in a fishbowl.
I do as well, and I think I was told earlier there's something like 22 or so radio stations here today.
That's a lot.
There's a ton of interest in this event with everything going on in college athletics. We're going to be fortunate enough to be joined by Gloria Navarez. She'll join us at 2:30, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. Again, we'll talk with Kevin Acey, our Padres insider, as well, coming up at 5:30. Before we go anywhere, let's talk about one of the better giveaways we've ever had. It continues all week long. The Comic-Con badges, single-day Comic-Con badges. We're giving them away again today. Same deal. You're going to hear the Superman theme song. When you hear it, you're going to open the iHeart app. You're going to search for San Diego Sports 760. You're going to click the little red microphone icon. You're going to tell us your favorite superhero. Once you've done that, you're eligible to win 2 single-day badges. And today, like the last 2 days, we'll announce that winner coming up at 5:30. But here's the caveat. Once you hear the Superman theme song, you got to leave the talk back within 5 minutes of hearing the theme song.
Yeah, once you hear it, the countdown is on. Make sure you have your iHeart Radio app downloaded on your phone and San Diego Sports 760 in your presets. That's what you got to do to qualify. And then leaving a talkback on the talkback mic, telling us your name and your favorite superhero. And then you're entered to win. And then at 5:30 today, we will announce the grand prize winner of the Comic-Con badges for our Comic-Con badge giveaway on day 3. So
I will say this because we're going to talk a lot about Mountain West football, San Diego State, Sean Lewis, preseason expectations, Pac-12 Mountain West. But I never expected us here, 24 hours from our last show, to be talking about what happened last night in Major League Baseball's All-Star game. It wasn't even on my radar, even in the 9th inning. I got a text from Jim in the 9th inning. He said, if this is tied, are they going to have a home run derby? I said, what? What are you talking about? I said, yeah, I think they passed that a couple of years ago, but there hasn't been a tie game. So all of a sudden, the interest level goes up. You watch a run score for the American League with 2 outs in the 9th inning, and all of a sudden, we got a tie game and the swing off. How often do we say, this is so rare, Jim, how often do we say around baseball, you got to throw this on? This is something that actually has to be seen. We've never seen it before. Essentially a mini home run derby to decide an All-Star game winner. It's something baseball got right. I think they got a lot right, truthfully, last night. Automatic balls and strikes is a success. The swing off was pure theater. And it was something that people were talking about that's not every day when it comes to Major League Baseball.
If anybody out there, and I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah.
If anybody out there is complaining about last night's game and the swing off and the ABS, get a life. All right. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an exhibition game. It does not count. Do you really want that thing to end in a tie?
No.
I mean, do you want to have that game ended in a tie and complain about that? Or do you want it to end in how it ended last night, where it was, to me, I mean, if you're a baseball fan, yes, that's must watch. To me, it's must watch if you're a baseball fan. Even if you're not a baseball fan, turn it on. Like Erin, she was pumped up. She was excited. Not now. She was also excited because she loves Kyle Schwarber.
I mean, he had some blasts.
It's one of
Kristen was into it too.
It's one of her dad's favorite players. Calls him Schwarby.
Schwarby.
So I love. By the way, again, you can't hate on Kyle Schwarber.
I mean, the guy hit some bombs.
He is just the absolute. I mean, you would love to have him on your favorite team. But I thought it was great. The only thing that I would have tweaked, and I know I'm telling people, don't complain, it was awesome. But the one thing that I would have tweaked and I would have loved to see was, give me Shohei, give me Aaron Judge. Right, give me the big boys.
Yeah, now, like who was swinging for the American League when the swing off ended? Some dude I'd never even heard of
from the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, like their catcher. But
yeah.
It came down to the final round. He hit a ball off the wall that would have tied up the swing off.
Right, and
I never even heard the term swing off until like 20 hours ago.
I was a little disappointed that it did not go to the final round, because if it did go to the final round, it would have been Pete Alonso who was taking that thing very serious. I mean, Pete Alonso, when it comes to home run derbies,
it's like all he cares about.
Seriously, it's like, I want to go out and hit home runs, but more importantly, I want to be hitting home runs in a home run derby. So that's the only thing that I was a little like, oh man, I wish I could have seen that. But otherwise, the Schwarber 3 for 3, the home runs, like that was awesome. And by the way, the game wasn't bad either. The National League got a 6-run lead.
I never expected it.
And Dave Roberts once again blew it in a big game.
Well,
shocker.
Thankfully.
I know.
I mean, so did, like, honestly, thank the Padres relievers. Thank Robert Suarez.
Well, we won't really talk about the Padres' performances in the game other than Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, exactly. But
and Jason Adam.
If not for Robert Suarez, who faced one batter.
Right.
If not for Robert Suarez allowing a couple of runs in the ninth inning, we never see that. Now, what does this mean moving forward? I think there's a lot of people that immediately, kind of, you leap to the idea that, just bring a home run derby or a swing off to every major league regular season game.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if that happened. I think two things can be true.
It would never happen. Dude.
Yeah, I think two things can be true. You can enjoy what we saw last night in the All-Star game and celebrate that. And truthfully, they could include that in more All-Star games. You could start the game with it. Yes. And if the game is tied after 9 innings, just use that as the result. So heading in that the American League has won the swing off heading into the game. So if it's a tie, the National League needs to play for a win in that spot. I would like to see that. Now, but the other thing is, just to finish the point, is just because we do it in the All-Star game and people are paying attention, I mean, do we really need it when, like, the Rays play the Rangers April 11th at Steinbrenner Field, or every single time a game is tied after 9 innings? To me, that's probably extreme, but I did like it, and I would like to see it in more All-Star games moving forward.
So with what happened last night, ABS, awesome. That was great.
They need to institute that, yes.
That needs to be instituted and put into regular season games ASAP. Home run derby tied after 9 innings. I don't want that in a regular season game. I know I put that out there last night. I was joking.
You're right, exactly.
And honestly, like, to go even further with the joke, I saw people like, who would the Padres 3 home run hitters be? And people were like, Martin Maldonado and Tyler Wade and Jose Iglesias. Like, it would be funny if there were a home run derby implemented into the regular season if the game was tied in extra innings, where the opposing team gets to choose the 3 batters.
Right.
That would have been funny. But anyway, thinking about it more, they need to, and we've had this discussion before, and you hated it. You absolutely hated it. The golden at bat rule.
I hate the golden at bat rule.
I hate it for a regular season game that matters, but for an exhibition All-Star game, screw it. Go full on Savannah Banana. Go full Savannah Banana for an All-Star game. I want golden at bat. I want the home run derby. I want, if a foul ball is caught, the players out.
Right.
I want, like, substitutions, galore as far as, like, special hitters and whatnot. Like, I want a full on Savannah Banana game for the All-Star game. I think fans would love it because people loved the home run derby last night, which was very gimmicky. And guess what? Savannah Banana baseball is a very gimmicky thing. You implement that into the All-Star game, or at least, like, parts of it. Dude, I think it would be a hit.
Yeah, I do think it would be a hit. Here's what I would say off of what we saw yesterday and the success of this initial swing off. If you're Major League Baseball, you don't need to implement it in 2026 in every regular season game in every 10th inning.
No.
But can you use what you saw and implement it again in something other than an All-Star game format? Is there something else you can do with the derby swing off? I mean, the one thing Major League Baseball is unable to do, I made this point yesterday, that the NBA and also the NFL are able to capitalize on, is there's appointment viewing when it comes to the NFL. You have to be there. We never say that about baseball. Last night, I can't believe I'm actually saying it.
I know.
But you had to be there watching. One of the knocks of it happening was it was 11:35 Eastern.
That's fine.
When the swing off was happening. But it's like, what can you do if you're Major League Baseball to make people pay more attention game in and game out throughout the course of the season? Because it's hard to do with 162 games, and I don't have all the answers to it. I don't think I want to see it in every game. In fact, I know I don't want to see it in every single game, but I think there's something that can be learned from what we saw last night that can be taken maybe a step further somehow, some way.
To be honest with you, John,
I don't need to see it once a year?
I don't think that conversation needs to go that far. I think that, it should be only about the All-Star game and what they should continue to add to the All-Star game. And see if it works. Now, the home run derby and extra innings, that's a full hard stop for me in a regular season game.
Yeah, me too.
I just no. But the ABS system, which was put in last night, and we saw how it worked, dude, right away, put it in.
Should be in right now.
100%. But everything else, like the gimmicky stuff, like the golden at bat or the home run derby if it's tied after 9 innings and extra innings, like those are things that I'm all good with being put in the All-Star game, because what you want to do to me is like, yes, you want fans to watch more baseball games, but there's nothing you can do to have fans watch a Pirates Marlins game on a Tuesday night in June. But what baseball wants to do is, how do we get as many people as we possibly can to our marquee event, which is the All-Star game. And for that's when you go full 100%, like everything you were talking about that you wanted to try, let's try it in the All-Star game. Because if it works in the All-Star game, that's like what we want, because we want people talking about it. And last night, social media was blowing up as soon as this game was tied in the 9th inning.
But what does it say about your sport if you get more eyeballs on your All-Star game and your gimmicks than you do on your games that don't include the gimmicks? Like, if there's more people watching the All-Star game than the National League Division Series, which actually is true. I think if 7 or 8 or 9 million people are watching the All-Star game and 2 or 3 or 4 million people are watching Padres Dodgers, what does it say? Are your priorities backwards if people are there for the gimmicks, but they're not there for the actual sport?
Well, the thing with Dodgers Padres is, you're going to get the casuals watching that matchup, that aren't Dodgers and Padres fans, but you're going to get mostly Dodgers Padres fans watching that game. All-Star game, with every team having an all-star, even if that player doesn't necessarily get in the game, they're still there. There's a chance you're going to get that fan base to watch. Like, I'm sure Miami Marlin fans last night were like, one of our guys is in the home run derby. Like, let me turn this thing on. Right. So you have a chance for all fan bases of all teams to watch the All-Star game last night, because every team has a player in it. You don't have that in like the division series and whatnot.
But don't you think that you should have more people watching the division series than the All-Star game?
Yeah, your postseason is
right?
more important than an All-Star game.
More people are watching the NFL postseason than they are in the regular season. More people are watching the NBA postseason than they are in the regular season. I'm just saying, if you catch lightning in a bottle, why run away from it? And I'm with you. I'm not saying put it in after every tie game after 9 innings. But if this is the most successful thing baseball has done in 5 years, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's ABS. Maybe it's the pitch clock. But if it is so successful, you're really going to do it every 8 years? It's not going to return next year if the game's 6-3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to see another 10 years?
And we'll maybe put a home run derby
before the game. I like that.
Because
I really do like that.
Because then all the players are there, right? Because at the end of the game, everybody wanted to see Judge and Ohtani, but they were already gone.
Yeah.
So like maybe put it in different. I just thought it was great. I don't think there needs to be this like overarching conversation of like, how do we put the home run derby into regular season games?
I agree.
It won't happen. I think last night it is for what it was last night. That's the story. It was awesome. I loved every bit of it. And I thought that the All-Star game compared to recent All-Star games of the last 5-6 years, last night to me, finally they felt like it returned to what All-Star games in baseball feel like.
Yeah, and I hope they do include it again next year, but you can't guarantee that the game's going to be tied. I think you do it before the start of the game. All right, more on that, plus the Padres at the trade deadline. We're 2 weeks away, and the Mountain West Commissioner, Gloria Nevarez, will join us. Plenty to share. She'll join us coming up at 2:30. We're at Mountain West Football Media Days at Circa in Las Vegas. This is John and Jim. From Mountain West Media Days, the Circa Hotel in Las Vegas, one of the great scenes. If you are a sports fan, and by the way, you are if you're listening or watching us right now, if you have not been to Circa Las Vegas, the world's largest sports book, a spectacular haven for sports fans. If you're a gambler or not, sports are everywhere. Stadiums swim. There is nothing like Circa in Las Vegas. We have been here, I don't even know how many times, a half dozen times we were going through it, maybe in the last 3 years. And if you have not yet been to Circa, like you were talking about this past weekend, if you haven't yet been to the Sphere, you got to get to the Sphere.
Yep.
If you haven't yet been to Circa, you got to get to Circa.
To me, Circa is, this is just my personal opinion. Circa is the best hotel in Las Vegas. I know it's not on the Strip, but it's on Fremont Street. I think Fremont Street away from the Strip. I mean, the Strip nowadays, it's just jam-packed. But the amenities, the sports book, stadium swim that I want to get to tomorrow morning.
Did you bring your trunks?
Oh, I did. I brought my trunks. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
You want to? We should do like a lap, or like we should like race. Did you race in a pool? Like, you know what I mean?
Race in
like
a pool?
swim.
I don't
swim off.
I don't swim off. No, I don't.
What do you mean you don't swim? When you drop to the bottom?
You just go and lounge. You relax. You don't go do a swim.
When you say though, you don't swim. Can you?
I can swim. I'm not like Michael Phelps, but I can swim.
Well, I mean, I know you're not Michael Phelps, but I mean, can you do like strokes? Do you know how to do like freestyle?
Sure.
Or like breaststroke?
I can do
the breaststroke guy?
I'm a breast guy, yes.
Yeah.
Pause.
Okay, so we're going to do that tomorrow morning?
Sure, John. Where I was going with is Stadium Swim is the best pool in Vegas. I dare you to find one better.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, because thank you, Brent. All right, you have 5 minutes right now to open the iHeartRadio app. Search for San Diego Sports 760. Click that little red talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero. You're automatically entered for 2 single-day badges for Comic-Con next weekend in downtown San Diego. Our best giveaway of the year. You have 5 minutes, Jim, right now to open up that app. The clock is ticking. Tell us your favorite superhero in the talkback, and you are eligible to win 2 single-day badges for Comic-Con.
Also, you have to put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets on the iHeartRadio app. Before you hit that talkback, Mike, tell us your favorite superhero. But we are now under 5 minutes for you to qualify to win a pair of badges for today.
All right. So Gloria Nevarez is the Mountain West commissioner. She'll join us in 7 minutes. Is it weird? Like, you know what I mean? Like you got 5 departing schools for the Pac-12 in a year. This is the business of college athletics. This is not the first time schools have been realigned, so to speak. Texas, Oklahoma, USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington, so on and so forth. But, you know, from the Mountain West perspective, obviously that's different than the Pac-12 perspective and San Diego State's perspective. If you're Gloria Nevarez and you're in the center of all of it, you're the commissioner of the Mountain West, half your schools are staying, half your schools are leaving, some schools are coming in, other schools are like, is this odd, or is this just how college athletics works?
I mean, how could it not be odd?
Right?
It's like, I'm in my current relationship, but I know they're breaking up with me. What?
Right.
That's just weird.
Right.
How could it not be? You know, Boise State, San Diego State, Colorado State, Utah State, you know, like Fresno State, all these schools, they're gone. And to have, you know, this media day and talk about how, you know, this year is going to be great, and they realize and know that they have 1 year left with all these schools, and then the entire conference changes. You know, we've been to Circa how many times for Mountain West Conference media days for football and basketball?
A handful now.
Well, guess what? This won't happen again for us. You know, like
good point.
The next time we're in Vegas for a media day will be the Pac-12, and it probably won't be where we are right now. So things are different. They're going to change. It's just going to be different. How could it not be?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, there's a lot to get into. If you have a specific question for Gloria, you can text us 70470. Start it with the word team. I mean, I think to put it, you know, bluntly, it's been contentious. I mean, there's lawsuits playing out. The addition of Grand Canyon recently was met with statements from Boise State and San Diego State. It's just, I don't know. It's just all playing out in real time, and we're in the center of it over the next couple of days. And Gloria Nevarez, the commissioner, is in the center of it as well.
Yeah. The one thing I will say though is, I don't know if you have seen, but I have not seen, you know, any ADs walking around here from these schools. Like, I haven't seen JD. I haven't seen, you know, athletic director from Boise State. The point is, like, the players and the coaches that are here, they don't have anything to do with conference realignment. They just kind of do their job and get, wherever they get told to go to do, they do it.
Sure.
Like, hey, by the way, you guys are going to be in X conference next year. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, Trey White will be in the NFL next year.
Yeah. So from that standpoint, I don't feel like Gloria Navarre is walking around, giving everybody those laser eyes.
Like, who am I going to see here?
Oh, I hate you. I hate you.
No, and I don't think it is like that anyway. Like, for example, we've been here 3 or 4 years in a row for Mountain West Media Days. And like J.D. Wicker, like there's other business to tend to. He's never been here previously. Like, It's not the expectation for an athletic director.
You get my point? It's not.
Yeah. Listen, this is part of college athletics is what it is. Right. It's just part of college athletics.
And the Mountain West Conference isn't going anywhere.
It's not. It's just changing. And just like San Diego State, that they're changing their conference. But we're going to talk all about it with Gloria Navarre, the commissioner of the Mountain West. She's going to join us on the other side of this break. We've got a great show lined up for you. Trey White, the preseason Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, coming off one of the best years of any defensive player in the country. He will join us coming up at 3:15. Kevin Acee is our Padres insider. There's tons to get into with Kevin. He'll join us at 5:30. But the commissioner of the Mountain West, Gloria Navarre, from Vegas, joins us next. Stay with us on John and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. We'll start with the All-Star game last night. The National League beat the American League, not in the way you think. They won in a swing-off 3 homers by Kyle Schwarber was the difference. He had no hits in the game, but he was the All-Star Game MVP. Padres news of the day. It's been announced the rotation to start the second half. Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish, and Nick Pivetta will open in Washington. And some roster moves. Luis Campusano has been optioned to AAA El Paso. Gavin Sheets is back from his paternity leave. Rapid Radios are instant push to talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
All right, we continue for Mountain West Media Days here in Las Vegas at Circa. John and Jim, we're pleased to be joined by the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, Gloria Navarez, who's been with us a number of times over the years here on San Diego Sports 760. She's back with us right now for Media Days. First of all, Commissioner, we appreciate you taking time for us.
Thank you for being here.
All right, so let's start with just a day like today. I mean, you got 20-something radio stations here. You do your media address. You've done this for the last 2 or 3 years. Is it different this time around, just with all the attention, with all the off-field drama with the Mount West? Is this different for you, or is this similar and it's business as usual?
You know, it's different in that there's so much going on in the national space, revenue distribution, NIL, just big issues, but also business as usual. This is why we exist, to get back into holding championships, live events, and getting back to playing the sports. So that's refreshing.
So getting to on the field, is this expectation for the league to once again be a league that sends a team to the college football playoff?
Yes, and last year's championship was so special. We knew before the game kicked whoever won it was going, right? That's a super unique, special position to be in. And you know what? I think we're on track to be in that same spot this year.
When you look at the future of the college football playoff, there's so much discussion about it. You're talking about some of these national storylines that will involve leagues like the Mountain West, the Pac-12, and all of them, truthfully. Are you in favor of a 12-team playoff, which we saw last year? We saw the success, obviously, at Boise State. Would you like to see it expand to 16? What is your priority when it comes to accessing the playoffs for FBS leagues?
So our priority has always been access. You said it,
Yep.
and that is important. We have to have a path in. Very much appreciate the format this year, 5 conference champions, a field of 12. It's also a data set of 1. Now, I kind of agnostic. If we stay the same, I appreciate the format, but if we expand, I very strongly, our league feels there should not be multiple AQs.
When you talk about the TV deal, the athletic reporting, the Mountain West Next TV deal will include CBS. How do you expect that deal to look compared to your current deal with CBS?
Well, we're in active negotiation. We're not going to talk about it until we've gotten all the deals buttoned up and do the package, but very optimistic that all our partners are going to be back.
Does the Pac-12's TV deal with CBS have any impact on the Mountain West and its future TV deals and negotiations?
You know, the entire media market this time around has been tough. And I think, if you recall, the media deal was the reason for the original Pac-12 dissolution. Our legacy partners picked up a lot of Western region inventory when they got Pac-12 schools in the Big 12 and the Big 10. So that has hurt the market a little bit for us, but we're still optimistic. We'll have a great deal. We'll have great exposure, and you know, we're excited.
I asked this before, obviously, as the San Diego State flagship. We've talked about the importance of visibility versus revenue for the Pac-12. I'll ask it from the Mountain West perspective. How do you weigh making sure you have the right exposure, but also making sure you have the revenue for these programs moving forward?
Yeah, and both equally important. Linear, live, national platforms still have primacy in this market environment. But as I mentioned this morning, it is incumbent upon the conference office to look at our business differently. 2 major sources of revenue are media deals and CFP performance, neither of which we really control. We get a shot at media deal once every 5 to 6 years, and we don't hire coaches. We don't play games, schedule, you know, that type of thing. So we are really expanding our reach to think about our business differently. And we're doing a restructuring internally to dedicate bandwidth, personnel to business development and revenue generation.
San Diego State has more championships in the Mountain West across the board than any other school. Obviously, being a flagship here for San Diego State, the legacy that they have had on the Mountain West, how would you describe that for us?
Yeah, and it's exactly what we were talking about this morning, about celebrating all those student athletes that are in the league started their careers, maybe ending their careers, but have contributed to the DNA and the fabric of the league. And it's important for us to honor all the student athletes in that manner, because this is a really special year. We're the only FBS league in this Western region this year.
Right. Absolutely. The commissioner of the Mountain West is with us right now. Gloria Navarez, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. I mean, you've been asked this so many ways. I don't even know if there's an answer, because realignment has played out for a century, essentially, in college athletics. Like how would the Big 12 answer, how do you replace Texas and Oklahoma? But when you lose Boise State, San Diego State, and others, like, are they replaceable, or do you just look different moving forward?
I mean, you think about the history of the Mountain West, right?
Right.
We're one of the younger leagues. We were formed 26 years ago. Yeah. By defection. Mm-hmm. And we've had teams come through the league before. Like, we pride ourselves on finding talent and elevating it. BYU, TCU, sure. Utah. And yet we rebuild, whether it's in a microcons, of a certain league and a roster versus your administration, ADs and presidents, to schools moving in through the leagues. It's just who we are, and we pride ourselves on rebuilding and continuing an upward trajectory despite change.
Change will happen this year for the conference. Grand Canyon being added. Why Grand Canyon right now?
Grand Canyon makes us competitively better across the board, starting with the basketballs, men and women, and across all sports. And so it was really important for us that their student athletes have a chance to compete for conference and national championships. And we think they really improve us competitively.
What was your reaction to the strong statements from San Diego State, Boise State, that took exception with Grand Canyon joining the league this upcoming year?
Yeah. Understandable. But when you submit notice, you read our bylaws, you forfeit your place on the board and your vote in the room. And so those in the room considering this addition were very excited about it and unanimously voted to add them early.
When we look to the future, when we get to 2026, the Mountain West has its members and the Pac-12 and other leagues have their members. What is it going to be like from a playing and competition perspective? We'll still see Mountain West schools taking on Pac-12 schools, presumably across all sports, right? That would be your expectation moving forward, whether it's football, men's basketball, otherwise?
You have to. And that's one of the challenges in the Western region is we don't have that concentration of programs, either in football and FBS or across the board. And so, especially for those schools that are in leagues where they're flying across the Rockies for regular season, I think it's even more important to continue to play in region for your non-conference. So I think there will always be that opportunity to preserve rivalries and continue to play each other.
And we look at, bowl season, we have maybe an opportunity for a Pac-12 school against a Mountain West school in the future. What's your thoughts on potentially that happening?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because in the bowl space, one, I think bowls are really important to postseason experience in football. But two, they do rely on regionalism to some degree as far as being able to travel on a week's notice to see your team play. And so there's this fine balance between what we're going to do in the future with bowls, but also retaining that regional flavor so that you can have good fan attendance and draw. So it feels a little bit like musical chairs. Folks are waiting to see what the CFP does, and then we can figure out what we're going to do in the bowls. Right. But we are very much committed to bowl season, bowl experience, and our current partners and any new partners we can find.
Gloria Navarro is with us right now on John and Jim, the Mountain West commissioner. There's so much discussion about realignment as it relates to football, but the Mountain West has been such a strong basketball league, and some of the programs leaving the Mountain West have been some of the stronger brands within the Mountain West as well. How do you prioritize? I mean, I look at a Grand Canyon edition, for example. Like when you think about the future of Mountain West, the Mountain West Conference from a basketball, men's and women's basketball perspective, how much of your priority has been about angling for basketball and multiple bids in the NCAA tournament?
Well, as you know, you said it. It is definitely very important. It's something we pride ourselves on. We think that Grand Canyon is going to certainly be a shot in the arm in that sense. But also what I found about the schools joining us in 26, there's a lot of excitement and commitment to entering the league at a very competitive level. So I think you're already experiencing the halo effect around their recruiting, their philanthropy, and their investment just in anticipation of joining the league in 26.
Are you in favor of expansion to the NCAA tournament? What's your thoughts on that?
I start from a place of it ain't broke. Let's not break it.
Thank you.
Comma, but if we're gonna.
Okay. Yeah, comma, but. All right.
If we're going to, I want to make sure that we do not do anything to jeopardize conference tournaments or the special place that conference championships take in this atmosphere. And, if we can expand without overly compacting the calendar, more opportunity could be better. But I do start from a place if it ain't broke.
Right. Yeah. And that's one thing that ain't broke for sure.
Right. It's like, don't kill the golden goose. And obviously the NCAA has made so much revenue or created so much revenue off the NCAA tournament. A couple of quick ones before you go. Men's basketball went to a balanced schedule last year, which was a big topic of conversation, specifically locally in San Diego. A lot of people preferred the shorter conference schedule of 18 games, not 20. Now it goes to 20, but now with the addition of Grand Canyon, you're not going to 22, presumably. So it's back to unbalanced.
Correct.
And you'll have a schedule coming out sooner rather than later. There's a lot of discussion about that, but every team, though, will miss one team on the road and one team at home,
Correct.
And that'll be determined. How's that determined?
And
Is that
one
by
less bye.
And
it
one less
will be determined by finish from last year.
By finish from last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Gloria, appreciate you taking time for us. The commissioner of the Mountain West, never dull in your tenure.
No.
It has never been dull in the couple of years since you have been the commissioner of the Mountain West. We appreciate you taking time for us in San Diego, and best of luck moving forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here.
All right. Gloria Navarez, we will react on the other side. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Brent, you sent me liners, but the issue is my internet. I'm showing Jim.
It's not great here. I know we had BJ Rains who were looking at across the hall from us tell us the other day, good luck with the Wi-Fi at Circa.
He wasn't kidding.
Yeah, he was not kidding. But looks like we're doing okay on YouTube right now, right? Take your Wi-Fi off.
No, but the thing is, it wasn't on. Now I'm gonna hold on, Brent. Before you do what you're gonna do, give me 5 seconds. We just had the commissioner of the Mountain West, Gloria Navarez, on. We're going to react to that momentarily. We do have Kevin Acey joining us, by the way, coming up as well. What's going on here? At 5:30. Just play it, Brent.
There we go. There it is. All right, right now, make sure you have the iHeartRadio app downloaded. Have San Diego Sports 760 in your presets. Go to the red talkback mic button. Say that 3 times fast. And tell us your name and favorite superhero. You've got 5 minutes to qualify right now for your chance to win a pair of badges to Comic-Con. Just use the talkback mic. I can't say it, dude.
You really can't.
Talk Mac Bike.
No, not the Talk Mac Bike.
It's Talk Back
Mic.
You
also can't say fresh sushi, we learned.
I can't say a lot of things we've learned.
Shoulder surgery.
Lord.
Shoulder. See, I can't
you cannot say shoulder surgery.
I can't say it.
Can you imagine if Max Scherzer had shoulder surgery?
No, I can't.
I think we actually had that.
I think we've tried to say that, and I couldn't say it.
What if Max Scherzer was having shoulder surgery and then immediately after got fresh sushi?
And use the talkback mic,
dude.
But
right.
you have less than 5 minutes right now to.
Well, after all that, you're like 30 seconds.
You
have
5 minutes. 3 seconds left.
Get to the talkback mic. Get to the app. Search for San Diego Sports 760. And by the way, when you're there, put us in your preset. San Diego Sports 760. STFC Midweek Live is tonight. By the way, STFC's playing tonight as well.
Yeah, live from Snapdragon Stadium.
That's right. Against, I want to say Toronto. Because it's against Toronto.
Correct.
It is against Toronto, John.
So join us for STFC Midweek Live beginning at 6, and then pre-match coverage beginning at 7. Rich Clark is the College Football Playoff Executive Director. He'll join us coming up at 3 p.m. We're at Mountain West Football Media Days at the Circa in Las Vegas. What's your big takeaway there? Gloria Navarro is with her for 10 or 15 minutes. It's obviously an interesting time for the Mountain West. You know, listen, you can't pretend like everything's business as usual, and she didn't. But, like, you can't lose Boise State, San Diego State, and be the same league on the other side. It's just it's as simple as that.
No, there's no world where if you had those two schools in your conference, you lose them unless you're the Big Ten or SEC, but that's not the case here.
Right.
Those are the two predominant schools in your conference. Those are the bell cows. They are the top of your league. I mean, Boise State just made the college football playoff last year. San Diego State has made the national championship game in the last couple seasons. They've in basketball. Like, it's just, you lose those two schools, you got some work to do. But I think the one thing from her that I saw today is at least she's expressing it, to us. It's business as usual. This is not something that we didn't expect to happen. We kind of did, and we're doing our best to make sure that we keep this thing going, the Mountain West Conference, and that's exactly what they're going to do. It's not going to be better than the new Pac-12, that's for sure, but it still will be a conference, and they're still going to try to do everything they possibly can to put resources in that conference to try to succeed.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's like you look at it through a different prism. Like I look at it a lot through San Diego State's viewpoint, which is like, 2026, I'm not really thinking a ton about the Mountain West. But if San Diego State was still in the Mountain West, I'd be spending a lot of time thinking about the Mountain West. So, I mean, listen, leagues change. I think from a San Diego State perspective, what they have done, the two things that stick out to me by going to the Pac-12, you've created more revenue, and you're giving your football program potentially more access to the college football playoff.
Right.
Because I do believe the Pac-12 champion has an easier path than a champion in, let's say, the Mountain West or the MAC or some of these other Group of 5 leagues. So I think that was the point. You're getting the access you want. You're creating more revenue. You're playing in the Oregon States and the Washington States and the Gonzagas, by the way. You're upgrading your competition, and I think that's how you look at it from a San Diego State perspective.
Yeah, the Pac-12 conference will have a team that was recently in the college football playoffs. They will have a school that was recently, I can still say recently, in the national championship game
2 years
in basketball.
2023.
How many times has Gonzaga made the Sweet 16 consecutively? Like 16 to 20 years. I mean, it's been a crazy run.
Amazing. I mean, they played a national championship game in 2022.
Yeah. So the Gonzaga has been in the Sweet 16 like every year for, the last decade plus, I want to say.
You're right.
And San Diego State, their recent run in March Madness, and their success in football, dating back to a couple, the decade ago when they were running off bowl game after bowl game after bowl game. So it just only helps that conference to immediately get the prestige that they're looking for.
I think it's very realistic that in the next TV deal for the Pac-12, that 5-year deal, that either a San Diego State or Gonzaga is back in the Final Four. Like I think that's an expectation.
Yeah.
Where from the Mountain West perspective, it's not going to be as simple to say that. I mean, is it possible for like a New Mexico to get to a Final Four? Sure, I guess it's possible. It's the NCAA tournament. It's March Madness.
Yeah.
Now UNLV hasn't been in the tournament like
that's right,
15 years.
Yeah.
But like Grand Canyon with their elevation,
but football for UNLV, but
their last 2 years.
Yeah,
their last 2 years. Switching gears back to the second half now for the Padres, we learned their upcoming probables, which were a little bit surprising for us because out of the gates in Washington, the pitcher that has really struggled the most, speaking of bell cows, this anchor of your rotation, Dylan Cease gets the ball in game 1 of that series and that road trip against the Washington Nationals. As that plays out, everyone's thinking about the trade deadline. I mean, AJ Preller now, you're just working phones. You got 2 weeks until the deadline. Padres play 10 on the road. They need to make upgrades. Dylan Cease gets the ball in game 1 and off and running. Remember last year? Last year they just took off.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens this time around.
And they ended the 10-game homestand playing pretty good, winning 3 out of the last 4 games to go to 8 games above 500.
Right.
Wasn't like pretty. Every game they won was close.
Yep.
But Jackson Merrill got a couple of home runs before the break. Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Tatis heating up. Nick Pivetta continues to be their best pitcher. The one thing, or not the one thing, but one of the many things that they still need to improve on is, can Dylan Cease be consistent for them in the second half? I mean,
Absolutely.
I put him on the trade block last week while you were gone.
You did?
I did. I said, it would not hurt to just dangle his name out there because you're losing him at the end of the season. What if a team wants to overpay? You could still buy and sell at the deadline.
Right.
You can do both.
Yeah, the creative play.
Yeah,
yep.
But I know they're not going to do that. I know AJ Preller is not going to try to, eat his cake, have his cake and eat it too here, where he looks at the future as well as the now with Dylan Cease and then buying, to improve this roster because, he doesn't even have a contract after next year. So the thought process from him, I'm almost guaranteed in it that it is 100% buy, go all in. Anything that he wants to go and get, he's going to try. And screw it, just go and get Jarren Duran if he's that enamored with him. Even though I think that would be kind of a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're already so pot committed. Why not just throw every single chip you have at this thing? Or why not like Savannah Banana, as that's like the theme of the hour? Yeah. Why not trade Cease and Arise, bring in Duran, bring in, whatever bring in Sean Murphy. Like, just do everything.
Yeah. Trade Salas.
Offload.
Trade Salas, trade DeVries. Trade everybody.
Do everything.
Go out and get Sean Murphy. Get Jarren Duran. Go get Marcelo Zuna. Go screw it.
Sandy Alcantara, come on down.
Trade everybody. Screw it.
Again, to your point, that's not going to happen.
Fancy baseball.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm fairly confident in saying this. Here's what's going to happen, which has been their philosophy when they've been buyers. They don't get cute. They don't sell and buy. He's going to address their needs. It's not going to be the fancy addressing needs like Juan Soto. It's not. I mean, is Jarren Duran Juan Soto? Let's be honest. Of course he's not. He's not. Now, could he?
Fancy.
Yeah, I'm saying it'll address needs, but you're not getting. There's no Juan Soto move. They're going to address needs. They're going to address catcher. They're going to upgrade this offense. He said a bat or two.
But will they address catcher?
Well, that's a bat or two because they have a bat or two that needs to be addressed, the catch.
Well, they could get 2 bats that aren't catchers.
I know, but when you're trying to address a bat or two, isn't that one of the bats that needs to be addressed? DH and catcher.
Yes, it needs to be addressed. I have been screaming, not screaming,
right?
Just like advocating. Hey, I'd much rather have Sean Murphy and Adolis Garcia than Jarren Duran.
Right.
Give me those 2 guys instead of Jarren Duran because I feel like Jarren Duran would cost more than what you would have to give up to get Murphy and Adolis Garcia.
Possibly, yeah.
Could be
That's
wrong,
possible.
but like you look at the control and the money that Jaron Duran's owed compared to Adolis Garcia and Sean Murphy. Jaron Duran, cost effective, under team control. He just came off a 9-war season. They're going to demand a lot for Jaron Duran. Will they demand as much for Sean Murphy? I mean, the $15 million is the $15 million that you could go to the Braves and be like, look, dude, we're taking on this money. We can't give you this.
Right,
You're
because of the
asking for
money.
it. Yeah. But can they take on the money is also a question, and I don't think they can.
We're going to get back to it all throughout the course of the next 3 hours. We're at Circa in Vegas, and on the other side, back to the business at hand here in Las Vegas. It's Mountain West Football Media Days. We're going to be joined by the College Football Playoff Executive Director, Rich Clark. So much discussion about the future of the playoff. Is it 12 teams? Is it 16 teams? What's the format? The access for leagues like the Mountain West, the Pac-12 moving forward. Rich Clark will join us. Then San Diego State's outstanding defensive end, Trey White, the preseason Mountain West Player of the Year, preseason defensive Mountain West Player of the Year. He will join us coming up at 3:15. Don't go anywhere. Hour 2, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
All right, this update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Last night, the National League beat the American League in the All-Star game in Atlanta in the first ever swing-off. Kyle Schwarber, who had no hits in the game, but 3 homers in the swing-off, won the All-Star game MVP. And Padres news of the day, the rotation for the second half is set. Dylan Cease will open up the second half in Washington on Friday, followed by Yu Darvish and Nick Pivetta. And some moves with the Padres today. Luis Campusano has been optioned to AAA El Paso. Gavin Sheets is back with the club after his paternity leave. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, hour 2, John and Jim. San Diego Sports 760, live from Mountain West Football Media Days, the Circa Hotel in Las Vegas. And pleased to be joined for a second consecutive year by, well, no longer the new.
For you,
Yeah,
not for me.
Right.
For you.
So we have the College Football Playoff Executive Director, Rich Clark, who, funny story, for those that, you're not going to remember this, but a year ago, we discussed in San Diego the new format for the playoff, but it was literally you and I because I taped the interview before our show.
Uh-huh.
Now, Jim got so mad at me. He's like, why didn't you text me?
Mad. I was like, what?
I'm like, listen, I had
chopped liver? What's going on here?
I had the opportunity. I think, I had the opportunity.
The show.
I interviewed Rich Clark. It was a good conversation, and the world's still spinning.
The show is called John and Jim.
Yeah, but I remember I said, "Hey, shouldn't we call Jim?" And you were like, "No way."
No.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was looking out for you.
Welcome to the theme of the show, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rich Clark is with us. He's College Football Playoffs Executive Director. There is so much attention on the playoff. Like when you think about the sports landscape across professional and collegiate sports, there's so much attention on the expanded college football playoff. Let's just start with last year. It goes from 4 teams to 12, the bye system, the championship format. What was like the good, bad, and ugly of year 1 of the expanded college football playoff for you?
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. What should I start with? I'll start with the good. The good was let me start with overall. It was I felt like, and I think most fans and athletes and coaches felt like it was really well done. It was a great playoff and very strong. We knew we weren't going to get it 100% right, but we're taking it to the next level now. So the good, the campus games, the first round, spectacular. I got to go to Notre Dame and Ohio State. Those games were just electric. And when I watched them again on video, I was just so happy about that, and that was really great. And the institutions did a great job putting those games on. So that was very strong. I felt like the quarterfinals and the semifinals that our bowl partners put on, they brought the traditions and the pageantry of the bowls. Another great success, and the championship game was in Atlanta, so that was just a dream for me to be there and to just watch that happen was just amazing. So in total, just the presentation of the playoff was very good. So the bad, and now I won't say it's bad, but it's something that we needed to change. And we thought that we might need to change this going in, but the 5 highest ranked conference champions got in, and the top 4 of them got a bye. That was something that the commissioners believed was going to really reward the conference champions. I think we might have gone just a step too far. Having the conference champions in the playoff is significant and very important, and we need to honor conference champions. And so getting the top 5 ranked into the playoff is good. Giving the top 4 of them a bye was probably not the best thing because it sort of skews the bracket a little bit. And rather than that, this year what we're going to do is make the seeding in accordance with the ranking. So you'll have the top 4 teams, period, whether they were a conference champion or not, the top 4 ranked teams get a bye. And that gives you more of what a traditional bracket playthrough looks like. You start with the lower seeded teams and they fight their way up through the bracket. That I think is going to be good. So I don't want to say it was bad, but it was something that we needed to change, and we did. We made the change this year. The commissioners knew right up front that was something especially after the playoff was done, that was something that they needed to do, and they acted on that. And so we're going to execute that this year.
So those changes that you're going to make that you're talking about, have they already been implemented, or is there a time that you have to, make a decision on those changes?
Decisions made. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that will be this year. We'll have a 12-team format this year with a straight seat. The straight ranking will give us the seating.
But then 2026, all bets are, so to speak, off, right?
Okay, that's the ugly.
That's the ugly, right?
Okay, there we go.
Here's my general question. Here's my general question, and Rich Clark is with us, the CFP executive director. There's so much, there's so much passion in the sport of college football. I get it. And there's a lot of discussion about access and power and revenue. But I guess the layman way to ask it is, why in basketball do we have all these league champions, right? All this access, the Northeast Conference to the Big Ten are all in the NCAA tournament, where it just feels like there's so much infighting to determine this. And it's like a desire to not necessarily have it a fully level playing field. It feels like it's already slanting a little bit towards the Power Four as opposed to just access for FBS. Why is the football methodology so much different from like the NCAA tournament methodology when it comes to men's and women's basketball?
Yeah, so I don't think it's that much different. You're right, though. It is different. I mean, there's no doubt. But so let me start here. There's two different ways that the format might go. Right, for 26 and beyond. Right. We just talked about what 25 is going to look like. So 26 and beyond. The two prevailing ideas here, one is an automatic qualification, where each conference, it is predetermined what the conference is, at least the A4, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, predetermined number that they would get in, plus probably one other conference champion would get in, and then an at-large team. Depending on how many we go, if we go 12, 14, or 16, the remaining would be at larges. So that would definitely slant towards the higher echelon conferences, right? But in a way, they have probably some of the higher end teams that are going to be in the ranking. So it might not look that much different than a straight ranking would look, but you don't know. But it does bring some certainty. It does allow you to do different things in the regular season, to have greater matchups, to maybe have some play-in games at the end of the regular season to determine which of those conference teams would get in. So there's some benefits to that, but it does slant towards the conferences that have the higher end teams, right, from a ranking standpoint. The other option is what we're calling right now the 5+11, and that's assuming 16 teams. You'd have the 5 conference champions plus the next 11 at-large ranked teams. That opens it up, and it's a little bit more akin to the basketball tournament. Now, that to me is more of a traditional look, is more traditional as far as college championships goes and playoffs go. And that's the other way that the commissioners are looking at this. There's no firm decision on which way we're going to go yet. I think from an access standpoint, the 5+11 is the better way to go. And the more teams, whether it's 12, 14, or 16 obviously gives you the most access. But we run out of windows. You don't have but so many weekends to play those games and so many TV windows in a given weekend. So there's a lot there, and how far are you going to extend the season for our student athletes? So there's just a lot of questions and a lot of details that the commissioners have to go through before they make a decision.
At Boise State last year, making the college football playoff as a non-Power 4 program, as long as the playoff is around, will there always be a spot for the non-power schools to potentially compete in to be in the college football playoffs? So
yeah, Jim, that's a big question. As long as a playoff, that's like maybe eternity, So I can't. But I will. Here's what I will say: for the foreseeable future, I'll say that.
Okay,
I think that access will be there.
Okay,
and at least the group of commissioners that we have right now, they're committed to keeping that access for a team to have a path into the playoff. And so I think for the foreseeable future, we'll have that access.
Rich, we appreciate you having on. I would just make this point, is that when you, again, it's just my 2 cents. It's not to you, it's just 2 cents. As a diehard college football fan and as someone that covers it locally and loves, non-power football as well. When you got 130 something programs and you only allow one spot potentially in the playoff for 60, 70, 80 of your programs, and then you got these other power programs 60, 70, or 80 where they're getting 15 of the 16 slots, it just feels as if I like the 5+11 because at least you get someone from the non-power. I almost kind of like 6+10. Let the 10 at larges go to the power leagues, but guarantee a couple of opportunities for the Pac-12, the Mountain West, the American. It just seems like there's so much good football being played. To leave out a 12-1 program over an 8-4, 9-3 team, and they don't square off. It just, to me, it's what I prefer. Maybe it's because the NCAA tournament, and I've seen Lehigh beat Duke, so to speak, and we've watched the upsets. I know football's not basketball, but you just like when it's decided on field, which is what the playoff does. And
right.
We didn't have it previously. Just wish we would maybe consider going even further with the access for the programs that aren't in the quote-unquote, power leagues.
Yeah. And what you're saying is a very strong argument,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
For sure. Here's the one thing that I would counter with just a little bit, is that you can't just look at the records, just because you have a 12-1 team or, whatever the record is, all records aren't created equal.
I
right?
agree.
There's a strength of schedule element here that has to be considered. And when you don't have the opportunity for enough head-to-head games, and even you don't really have enough for common opponents, to really make good judgments, that's where the people on the AQ side really, they fall. I think, though, people who are in your camp would say, but you have enough. You have enough opportunities to really look at all teams and give them at least a close enough evaluation to determine what the rank order should be and to give them that access and that opportunity. So it's a tough one. It really is. But nothing's going to be perfect. But I think we can't let perfect get in the way of progress. And we're going to have to find the best solution that we can and then execute it.
And finally, real quick, the new Pac-12 that is being created next year, it will get started. Teams like Boise State, San Diego State are in there. Obviously, the two remaining former Pac-12 schools in there. What's your thought on that conference and the strength of that conference going forward for their chances, every year potentially to get, a team in the college football playoff?
Yeah, I mean, once they get reconstituted, they have some strong teams that are going to be in that conference. And as long as there's that, if nothing else, there's that one path of the top 5 ranked conference champions will get in, and that conference is going to have some good teams that'll vie for that position. Whoever the conference champion is, and that in the new Pac-12 is probably going to be very competitive to get one of those conference champion slots at a minimum. Now, there's still, if we go with the 5+11, then there's 11 other slots that they might get. And, the Mountain West is, all of our G6 conferences, all you have to have is that one team that strikes lightning in a bottle and they win the conference champion, they might be the team to get in. So I love the fact that the commissioners are leaving that opening. And you're right. It's one opening for, 134 schools, but 134 schools aren't going to be competitive to win the national championship. One of those conference champions, though, very well could be. And I think that it's a good pathway to get an actual viable contender into the playoff.
Rich Clark, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
College football playoff
and I'm glad
director.
you let Jim in.
I can't believe I missed the conversation last year.
All right, Trey White, San Diego State's outstanding defensive end, joins us on the other side. This is John and Jim. Stay with us. All right, Mount West Media Days here at Circa in Las Vegas. John and Jim, joined by the Mount West preseason Defensive Player of the Year, Trey White. We're just talking off air. I think it's going to sound better if you finish it off at the end of the season as Mount West Defensive Player of the Year. But Trey White coming off an unbelievable year for the Aztecs last season, back in 2025. And congratulations on the preseason accolade, and thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll get to the preseason Player of the Year, but I don't want to bury the lead. I don't want to bury the lead.
Yeah.
The uniforms. Like, I'm a uniform guy.
Yep.
And I saw you put on social media once the new uniforms were announced. You put some stuff like these are fire. I thought the social media reaction in general was really positive.
Right.
So what's your initial reaction? How does the team feel about new uniforms for the first time in a long time at San Diego State?
Yeah, I think the biggest part is just the white pants. We haven't had those since I've been here. So that's a huge part. We get to kind of switch up our jersey combinations each game. So I feel like that's something this team kind of needed, is that little spark and a little energy to kind of feel good out there. You know, you look good, you play good, you know.
And as far as, figuring out what jerseys to wear on what games, what's the process like that? How does that go for this season?
Yeah, I think we're going to meet with our leadership council to kind of figure that out. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but I think we'll just all have to come to some type of agreement. I know we'll probably have some type of whiteout game at home this year.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Really cool.
Yeah. White on white, it's the cleanest possible.
That's my favorite jersey combo right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I know fans have been wanting the white on white for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then taking away the San Diego State and having the red
the red collar too.
That's
a really good part.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trey White with us right now, San Diego State's outstanding edge rusher, preseason defensive Mountain West Player of the Year. Just to continue that conversation for a moment, the Aztec calendar helmet design has been discussed nationally since it debuted over, the course of the last decade. How much pride is there, in that locker room when you see the calendar design, whether it's on the side of the jersey or down the side of the pant or on that helmet? I mean, that is such a unique look. When you turn the TV on and see that, it's San Diego State. How much pride do you guys have?
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in that. It's everywhere in our facility, in the locker room, and we wear it in our game. So, we have to take pride in it. I know it's the best helmet in college football too. So just wearing that with pride and just taking care of that and just owning up to that is really cool.
So a little behind the curtain, I know that you weren't originally scheduled to come to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So when you got that call, it must have been in the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
What was your where were you and where was your thought on that? And I know you obviously being here is great, but still it's like, what? Like, how did that all go down?
Yeah, so I actually got the call while I was working out, so I missed the call.
Oh, really?
So, Jamie texted me after, and I responded to him. But I had a teammate come up to me telling me that one of our players weren't able to come to media day. So I was like, oh. And I didn't really think of that they would call me, but I was excited for that opportunity.
And today we find out you are the preseason Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. I guess twofold. What does it mean? And does it mean anything, actually, once you get on the field and the season starts against Stony Brook about 5 or 6 weeks from now?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to say, oh, he won preseason Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. It doesn't mean anything until you win the real thing. So that award doesn't really mean too much to me. I'm just taking it with a grain of salt. It was cool to be recognized, but, I want the real thing.
You look at goals for yourself this year. I know you have had goals in the past, last year's goals that you had, but this year, how do those goals get processed for you? And what goals do you have for yourself and, of course, the team this season?
Yeah. So this year, I don't want to make it into like a numbers thing for goals. I just want to make every play that comes to me. I feel like that's a great goal for me. And I also want to win Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. But I want our team to just reach our potential that I know that we have. And just by us putting in that work is gonna show up on Saturdays. But we got to win that last Mountain West championship for sure, make it to the playoffs, win games there, and the sky's the limit for this team.
San Diego State's edge rusher, Trey White, with us right now on John and Jim. I guess the basketball analogy would be listen, Steph Curry's going to draw attention. Right. Everyone knows that he can flat out shoot the ball. Right. Or from a San Diego State perspective, Miles Bird, the right attention, the court flips to him. I mean, you saw so many doubles as the season goes on. Now you head into the year, the film is all out there. Is that motivational for you? How do you process that, knowing you're drawing the chips and the doubles, and how does that impact your success on a football field?
Yeah, I feel like that's why I'm not really looking at it as a numbers game this year, because I know stuff like that's going to happen. That's just adversity, but I love how that opens up new opportunities for my teammates to make plays. And I hope that they take advantage of those opportunities when I do get a lot of attention drawn. And when I don't get a lot of attention drawn, that just makes it more permanent or pertinent for me to make a play. So I got to make a play when I got that one-on-one.
Returning 11 players on defense, especially in the NIL era and the transfer portal era, it's almost virtually unheard of. So to have that for this team, what's the feeling to know that you have so many guys returning on the defensive side of the football for this upcoming season?
I mean, that says a lot about the team that we think we have this year.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys are trusting in and believing in what Coach Lewis is preaching. And, you know, we're all excited to really put that product on the field and give the fans what they want, and that's some wins. So we're excited for that. We got great leaders like Tana Latuli and Chris Johnson out there. Yeah. So just having guys playing alongside guys like that, it helps really a lot.
We had you on for back at the golf tournament in San Diego, and you did mention something like last year there were some people on the team that, you know, weren't all on the same page, right? Starting this year, how big of a priority was that for you? You know, you're a team leader, right? How big of a priority was that to start off on the right foot? Hey, we all have to be on the same page this season.
Yeah, just being a leader on this team, you got to make sure everybody knows what the standard is, especially being at San Diego State. The standard has always been super high, and we can't let that slip, even with these past seasons not being what they wanted to. But that doesn't mean that this season is going to be the same. You know, we still got this whole year, and these off-season workouts have been going great. Just getting to know each other more on a personal level, and just creating that chemistry with the team.
Do you feel like you're starting from like a higher point as opposed to a year ago? You know, last year, new coaching staff, but now it's like you got the second year. You've already gone through this process for 12 months with Sean Lewis and his staff. Do you feel like you're starting from a higher point entering year two with Sean?
Yeah, for sure. You kind of know what he's expecting out of us, especially with all the coaches. We didn't get any coaching changes or anything like that. So we're all like one big family. So I feel like football has been fun with Coach Lewis, and we also work really hard, and we go through adversity in those tough situations. So we all know what's expected out of us from him, and we're just trying to live up to that standard.
Training with Navy SEALs sounds like it would be very difficult.
Yeah.
How was that process?
Yeah, it was not fun, but I think that's what our team needs for this year. We need to go through adverse stuff, and we got to see how we respond, because, you know, that's going to happen in the games. We might be down in the fourth quarter, and we need to get some points on the board, you know. So we just got to go through things like that.
And I bet you feel like you're athletic, you're athlete, you train every day. It's like when you do something like that, does that kind of humble you a little bit? Like, whoa.
Yeah, it definitely does. You think you're in great shape, but then you do something like that, and you're like, dang, you're just out of breath the whole time, and, you know, you're just struggling to finish through, but, you know, you got to push through it mentally. You know, you see your teammates on your left and right, so that's what really helps you push through.
Me and John wouldn't even finish.
I wouldn't even get there.
10 minutes in, we're 5 minutes in, we're done.
Yeah,
I've heard Sean say this before, and a lot of people listening to us would agree, especially in a great military city like San Diego, where you're from. There is no better team than the U.S. military.
Right.
What can you learn from a team perspective? It's one thing to go through a workout with SEALs who are military or do it at Coronado. What do you kind of learn about everything beyond the physical aspect of sport that you can take away from experiences like that?
Yeah, just about how they have each other's backs at all times. That's a huge thing. I know we went to the military base a few months ago and kind of talked to some of the sergeants over there and asked them questions, kind of picked their brain, and everything they were talking about is just having their teammates back and not wanting to let them down, because their situation is different from ours. Ours isn't life and death. Theirs is. So they have a lot higher, like, standards and expectations, because their life's literally on the line. So, you know, it's not as deep with us, but, you know, we can definitely take something from that.
Before you go, we're going to be joined by your teammate, outstanding offensive lineman Ross. How do you
put you on the spot here?
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. How do you say Ross's last name?
Yeah, so I've been looking at his name tag, trying to pronounce it all day. So I would say Ross Uyungulu Masuli.
Okay, I like that. It sounded very good.
I don't know how to fully pronounce it. I think that's pretty good.
We're going to ask Ross on the other side
as
he's back as well, and we're looking forward to catching up with him. But Trey, congratulations on all your successes to this point. We can't wait for the opener against Stony Brook at Snapdragon Stadium, and thanks for swinging by.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you.
Trey White, San Diego State's outstanding edge rusher. His teammate will join us on the other side. Stay with us on John and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. We'll start with last night's All-Star game. The National League beat the American League, but not in the way that you think. They won in the swing-off. Kyle Schwarber, he had no hits in the game, but 3 homers in the swing-off. He was the All-Star game MVP. And Padres news of the day, their rotation to start the second half is all set. Dylan Cease will open up on Friday in Washington, followed by Yu Darvish and Nick Pivetta. And Luis Campusano has been optioned to AAA El Paso. Gavin Sheets is back from his paternity leave. Rapid Radios are instant push to talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
All right, we continue for Circa Mountain West Football Media Days, John and Jim. This has been a big topic of conversation. You're going to hear, okay,
we'll get right
the
to
pronunciation of your last name. We just asked Trey White, who's played with you, who's been with you all day, who's been seeing your name played. He's like, I've been thinking about it a lot too. This is how I would say it. So take a listen to this, and then we're going to react to it.
Ross Uyungulu Masuli.
Ross is giving us the like, oh, are you serious?
Yeah, how often is your name butchered? And say it. Say your last name for our listeners and for us right now.
So my last name is Ross Ulungalu Maseuli.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the way it should be said.
That's how it should be said.
That's what I should be saying because I'm calling your game.
Yeah. Good luck to John.
Say it one more time for me.
Ross Ulungalu.
Ulungalu.
Yeah. Maseuli.
Maseuli.
Yeah.
Ross Ulungalu Maseuli.
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 Yeah.
Good luck, John.
Yeah. San Diego State's outstanding center with us right now, John and Jim. San Diego Sports 760. First of all, thanks for hopping on. What's this experience like? I mean, you're leading up for another season. Now we're talking about the season for you. You gotta be itching to go at this point with the season just a handful of weeks away.
Yeah, man. I mean, just season right around the corner, and hitting each other in practice. For this long, it just get boring at this point. I want to hit somebody else.
Yeah,
I keep hitting the same guy over and over. I just want someone else in front of me where I can actually, hit somebody more than I want to hit them.
When you look at the offensive line for you guys this year, where do you need to improve on, and what's your expectations for this offensive line?
Oh, this offensive line is very talented. We have a good rotation going on inside, so when Cam comes around, there's going to be a competition. There's going to be a 4-way rotation competition going on interior. And then, our tackles, we just got Big Joe back from an injury last year. Christian's back. And then we brought in another tackle with Cam May. And then, so, there's going to be some competition there too. But overall, this O-line is looking like there's guys out there competing every day, trying to earn a spot and trying to do great things on this O-line, because this O-line is going to be, I see this O-line going one of the tops in the country this year.
It's cliche to say, like, is it night and day, right? A year ago, year one under Sean Lewis, you dealt with injuries. There wasn't as much scholarship depth on the offensive line as there is right now. That's so critically important, obviously. Yeah. Does it feel night and day from last year to this year when you think about your unit overall?
Oh, yeah, you can see it. It's very obvious. I mean, I think we got, 16 scholarship O-linemen now versus what we had last year when we were, scavenging to find someone to come into the game.
Right. Yeah.
You could see it very well. And then we also have guys that can jump in on the skip of a beat and not miss a beat. I feel very comfortable if, God forbid someone goes down, someone has to hop in, and that next guy in, I feel very comfortable with him hopping in and nothing changing.
How is it being in a Sean Lewis offense 1 year in? For an offensive lineman, it feels like it is, very fast paced compared to maybe a different type of offensive scheme. For you, how has it been so far?
Last year was pretty hard for me, especially coming off an injury, so I didn't get too much conditioning in during the off season, and then I, got thrown in during camp, trying to catch back up to the rest of the guys that have been conditioning all off season. So so that wasn't the best thing. I started to catch on like
Wasn't
later.
the best, but we're getting there.
Yeah, so started to catch on later in the season or like halfway through, and then conditioning started getting better and everything. But this year around, the guys that came in on like offensive line, especially me, I've been able to condition myself a lot better this year. So and this offense is going to move at a lot faster pace when everybody on the offense is conditioned, and that's the direction that so our strength and conditioning coach Sobel and Lou, that's what they want for us, and that's what they're doing for us right now. So yeah, the days are hard, but it's gonna be worth it when you see this Aztec fast offense moving.
Can you describe the relationship for an offensive lineman and the offensive line in general with the quarterbacks specifically? You have new quarterbacks, veteran quarterbacks that you're working with this year, specifically in Jaden Denigal and Bert Emanuel Jr. How important is that relationship and rapport for yourself and the quarterbacks?
Yeah, no, we have a great relationship with our quarterbacks, and it's a relationship that I haven't really felt for a little bit. So being a center, not being able to have a relationship with a quarterback is like detrimental to a team or even just the offense in general, the offensive line not having a relationship. But these two quarterbacks that came in with Jaden and with Bert, I feel totally comfortable with them back there, whoever it is. And yeah, I mean, like we have barbecues with them all the time. Quarterbacks buying and we're eating, and it's a good time. There you go.
What can you tell us about their skill sets? Because I think some people have caught some glimpses, maybe like at that spring event, or obviously there was spring practice and fall practice coming up. What can you tell Aztec fans about like the persona and the players that they are? Whether it's Bert Emanuel, we saw him actually last year at Central Michigan, right? He's such a tremendous athlete.
Yeah.
Jaden Denigal, who's out of Southern California. What can you tell us about these players?
I mean, Bert's crazy athletic. He's fast. He's real fast. He's faster than some of the skills on our team too. So it's like, you know what you get out of Bert versus where you get out of Jaden was like someone that can sling the ball. He's accurate so well. He stays in the pocket pretty well. He moves around the pocket, but he can also get out whenever he needs to. So yeah, I mean, both of them have their own type of skill set, but both of them can, take over an offense and make an offense thrive the way that they both play ball.
How much pride do you have being at San Diego State, being a hometown kid?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, growing up, Qualcomm, I was at a few of those games, the tailgates, the games, the song after, like I was, that's all I grew up on. And then, just being able to watch Aztec football, especially the Aztec O-line throughout the years with growing up is something that, like, it's a group of prideful men playing football. That's what Aztec O-line is. And it's pride and aggression. That's all they are. And that's all that, I wanted to be going into college. So that's why, I take pride being an Aztec O-lineman, because being an Aztec O-lineman is all about your pride.
Growing up, did you always want to be an O-lineman? I mean, you're big, but like did you think when you were a kid, like, I want to be an offensive lineman?
I mean, nah.
It grew to that, right?
I
like
always
it got to
played
that.
it, so I never thought of playing anything else. It was either offense or defensive line. I played both in high school, so I knew it was going to be one or the other. But but growing up, watching the Aztecs, their D-line was dope. But their whole line was pushing people off ball like crazy, breaking records and things. I was like, oh.
I mean, San Diego State is known for that physicality on the lines. I mean,
Yep.
you think about San Diego State over the last 15 years, all these winning seasons, it has started up front. That's not cliche to say. Now, you were one of the two, quote-unquote, models for the uniform unveiling, the new uniforms.
Yes.
We asked Trey White about them. What do you think about the new look for 2025?
I love it. I mean, I love the all-white pants. So you got all whites for the away games, and, probably alternate some of those jerseys throughout the season. We're going to figure out which ones that we're going to do for what games. And now that we can actually have a combo changing jersey.
Yeah, you can switch it up.
Yeah, so I feel great about it. I mean, just adding those bottoms was highlight for everybody on the team. It made people's days. It made people look forward to like wearing the away uniforms. So, just bringing light into some guys' eyes, unveiling those jerseys and those pants, it's nice. It's nice to know that guys are looking forward to wearing those away, James.
Yeah, no, they're clean. I
Yeah, they
love
are.
the collar look,
Yeah.
and it's kind of traditional without the San Diego State, lettering on it. We were told that you have bowled 2 perfect games.
Yeah.
How are you just like this amazing bowler that you don't like talk about it a lot, or what's
Yeah.
how did that go?
Did you
about?
win money from your teammates? You're like,
Yeah,
I'm
hey, want to
okay.
go bowling? I'm okay. Yeah, like, perfect game. Like, what?
No, it's my sophomore years. Yeah, everyone was asking me how I got good at bowling. Yeah, I didn't start bowling until college.
Wow.
Yeah, my sophomore year, so the bowling alley on campus.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we get 2 free games every day, and it's only $1 more if you want to add a game.
Oh,
Wow.
So
It's like
I was
5 games is $5.
Yeah.
Or $3.
Yeah.
The first 2 are free.
First
That's
two are
right. Well,
free.
yeah.
Yeah. And the shoes cost $3 every day.
Gotcha.
So I was going, and me and my friend, like every day for about 3-4 months, we were going and bowling 5 to 8 games a day.
Wow.
And it got to the point to like a few weeks in, I was like, what would happen if I got my own ball?
right. Let's get real here.
Yeah, I was like, well, how much more would my score go up?
Yeah.
Got a ball, and I was like, tired of paying for these shoes.
Shoes.
Yeah, I was like, I paid $3 every day. I could pay like $60 and just have the pair of shoes now and never have to worry about paying again. And I was like, this ball is getting annoying to carry my backpack. Got a bag.
Got a bag, got a ball.
I was like, do I have to clean my ball every day? Got like all the cleaning supplies, got everything. And then I was just like, all right, I'm a bowler
So
now.
you are in it.
So if this doesn't work out, well, we're talking football. There's the PBA.
We know some
tour,
people
yeah.
too.
Here's what, if you have your own bowling ball, though, to kind of put a bow on this, you need an Aztec calendar
That's what
bowling ball.
I'm.
Come on,
that
right?
would be.
I think
Epic.
that's.
How cool would that be?
I think
Rolling down Aztec lanes.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
so.
How much are those things?
A good amount.
Let's get an NIL deal.
If anybody wants to make me an Aztec bowling ball,
Seriously, how cool would that be?
Yeah.
No,
All right.
yeah.
We put that
All
out in the ether.
We're gonna
right
put
now.
that out there.
Yeah,
We're gonna put that out
That'd be
there.
amazing. Yeah, but and then I was like, all right, I don't bowl straight, so I need to get a spare ball. I got a spare ball.
You got everything.
You need an alley. You need your own lane.
Right.
So
He's got it all, man. That's great. Is there anything else that you have other than all the stuff you just told us? Like, do you have like the hand guard for everything?
nah, my wrist isn't that sensitive. Yeah,
I'm guessing. Do you have like a strategy? Like, do you spin it
Well, there's
or
the
do you
whole
just,
spin, man.
you're a spinner?
I'm a palm bowler. I only bowl 2 fingers in, no thumb.
Wow.
The more you know.
Exactly.
Ross, man, best of luck. Congratulations
Appreciate
on
you.
all
Thanks,
the
Ross.
successes to this
Thanks,
point.
man.
Give us your last name again for our listeners.
Ross Ulungalu Maseuli.
Ross Ulanagu.
Get it? The
Masalui.
pronunciation guide. Ross,
Close.
thanks for hopping on. We're going to react to this on the other side, getting back to the Padres as well. This is John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760.
Thank you.
All right, hey guys, it is John and Jim again for the all-new Humboldt Casino Resort, the Players Place. We've been telling you about Monday Night Live, big deal. Join them every Monday in July. A chance to win huge, 10 winners every hour, 7, 8, 9 p.m. Your odds better than ever. Onyx players receive an extra $100 cash bonus on top of their winnings, plus earn entries all month long. You can get 2 times the entries on Tuesdays and with at least $500 cash for all winners and a chance to win up to $50,000 in the big deal game. It's a promotion you're not going to want to miss.
And you can test your brain power during Sunset Trivia every Tuesday night at Loft 94 from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. While you're there, enjoy sushi, savory ramen, and signature cocktails, all in a vibrant, laid-back setting.
Get there this weekend, UFC 318, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Catch the action at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub, Loft 94, and their poker room at the all-new Humboldt Casino Resort, the Players Place. All right, San Diego FC back tonight. They're taking on Toronto FC at Snapdragon. Hear the match live tonight, beginning at 7 p.m. After SDFC Midweek Live. That's right here on San Diego Sports 760. You're home for SDFC. We're at Mountain West Media Day. Okay. Hold everything. We are at Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas, but that is the Superman theme, Jim.
That is.
I should probably describe what people should do because the last time you tried to, you butchered it.
I did.
So open the app, search for San Diego Sports 760.
I don't remember this.
And then click on the red microphone icon, our talkback mic. Tell us your name and your favorite superhero. You don't even have to say your name, but tell us your favorite superhero. You're automatically entered for 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con next weekend in San Diego. Here's the catch. You got to do it within the next 5 minutes. Get your phone, open the iHeart app, search for 760, click on the microphone. It takes 2 seconds.
Yep.
Tell us your favorite superhero. While you're there, put San Diego Sports 760 as your top preset in the app. You got 5 minutes. In fact, you got 4.5 minutes right now to do that. We're going to announce today's winner of 2 single-day badges coming up, Jim, at 5:30.
Yep. Today, tomorrow, and Friday, chances to win badges. So if you were not able to win either on Monday or Tuesday of this week, you have 3 chances left this week to do so. It's very simple to enter. So the countdown is on. Less than 5 minutes remaining to enter in the getting some badges for Comic-Con.
All right, so listen, we're going to get back to baseball in the 4 o'clock hour, and also Kevin Acey will join us at 5:30. Just listen, over the last hour, some really good conversations. It's great catching up with student athletes. Like Trey White, we've had him on a number of times, is absolutely terrific. Catching up with Big Ross there a moment ago. I'm not going to try the... That's what Sean Lewis does.
Big Ross, Big Ross.
Sean Lewis will join us tomorrow. But you know what I mean? Like, listen, when you catch up with the players and see how excited they are for the upcoming season. Like, it gets us, it gets your kind of juices flowing, and football's going to be here in just a few weeks, truthfully.
Yeah. And with last year's team going 3-9,
yep,
a lot of players returning this year. I've said, and I'll even, talk to Sean Lewis about it tomorrow, like, this is a big year for Sean. Year one, you kind of get that little grace period, I feel like. I know a lot of fans obviously want everything right away.
Sure.
I get it. I'm impatient too. It's hard for me to wait for things, but these things take a little time, and to expect the world in year one, it's just not realistic. Now, there were some things that I would have liked to see last year that I didn't see, but, I didn't really hold that too much against Sean Lewis because it is year one. Now in year two, you're going to want to see those things in year two. You're going to want to see improvement. And I think they have a real good chance to do that this season with the amount of players that are returning, and especially who they brought in at quarterback. I think that is going to help them a lot.
We haven't even touched on this, that they were picked earlier today, preseason 8th. In the
I saw that,
for whatever it's worth. But here's what I would say, and am I biased? Absolutely. So I'll always admit that first and foremost. But, I feel as if a lot of people, including, for example, at Circa, you can go downstairs right now. I can't because of my work, but you can go downstairs at Circa if you're a football fan, and you can bet an over on San Diego State at 4.5 wins. I mean, I just feel like there's a lot of people sleeping on San Diego State. They're going to be one of the only team. They might be the only team in America returning 11 starters on defense.
That's right.
They have NFL players on their defense. Trust me.
Yeah.
They have
Trey
multiple
White.
NFL players on their defense right now. They're returning a lot on their offensive line. They've added veteran quarterbacks. How about what Big Ross just said? He said, it's been a while since I've had a relationship with a quarterback like I have with these two. Wow. And listen, Danny O'Neal, considering the circumstances, it was hard to ask for more. Yeah. True freshman. There was a lot there to like. But, I mean, listen, it's hard in that environment, true freshman playing FBS football, and now veteran quarterbacks coming in. I just think there should be more reason for optimism. I know it was 3-9. But they've got a lot back. It's year two, and let's see if they can really, I'll use, my word, let's see if they can catapult here in 2025.
Someone walked by us and they yelled at.
They did,
I don't know who that was.
The voice of Fresno State.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Said, hey, catapult.
Yeah,
catapult.
Hey, catapult.
Catapult.
So we almost came to blows there.
You almost fought him.
I don't fight anyone.
I know you don't.
All
You're
right.
soft.
We're going to get to the wrap on the other side. If you missed our conversation with Gloria Navarro, the Mountain West Commissioner, you'll hear it at 4:30. We're here until 6 p.m. Kevin Acey will join us at 5:30 as well. It's the Circa in Las Vegas for Mountain West Media Days. We're giving away Comic-Con single-day badges as well. Be listening all afternoon long for the Superman theme. And when you hear it, open the iHeart app, search for San Diego Sports 760, click on the talkback mic, and tell us your favorite superhero within 5 minutes for a chance to win those 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con. But hour 3 of John and Jim from the Circa in Las Vegas, we'll kick it off at the wrap, and that's next. Stay with us on San Diego Sports 760.
All right, this update is brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Last night, All-Star Game. National League beat the American League, but not how you think. It was decided by a swing-off because the game was tied after 9 innings. Kyle Schwarber, who had no hits in the actual game, but 3 home runs on 3 swings in the swing-off, won the All-Star Game MVP. And Padres news of the day, the rotation for the start of the second half is all set in Washington. It will be Dylan Cease on Friday, followed by Yu Darvish and then Nick Pivetta. Other moves with the Padres today. Luis Campusano has been optioned at AAA El Paso. Gavin Sheets is back with the club after his paternity leave. Straight Talk might not be on your shopping list, but it should be. Next time you're grabbing some milk off the shelf at your local Walmart, stop by the Straight Talk aisle and switch to real unlimited data. It's quick and convenient. It won't even take up room in your cart.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of John and Jim with you until 6 p.m. Kevin Acey, our Padres insider, will swing by. Well, not literally, but he'll join us on the phone at 5:30. We're at the Circa in Las Vegas, the sports haven for Mountain West Football Media Days. If you missed the conversation with Gloria Navarro, the commissioner of the Mountain West, you'll hear that coming up at 4:30 as well. We're reacting to the Padres at the break, last night's All-Star Game, and the upcoming trade deadline as well. And as we always do in the 4 o'clock hour, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Do you guys think San Diego State will exceed its preseason expectations?
4.5 was the win total.
Yeah, I think downstairs it was yesterday.
I hope so, man. I'll go with yes. They will exceed their expectations, their preseason expectations. That would mean they would need at least 5 wins on the year. I think they could get that and maybe more. I mean, I think a 6-6 season is definitely doable for this team. Absolutely.
Yeah, I bought Phil Steele's annual magazine. I need it for my prep. And Phil Steele's write-up, it's so hard to navigate this thing, but in his write-up, it says that he thinks San Diego State has an excellent shot to be bowl eligible. I mean, he's been very good with this stuff over the years, and he really does hone in. It's far from a guarantee, but he does give San Diego State an excellent shot to be bowl eligible. Remember last year, the schedule was very tough, and Oregon State was in there, and Cal and Boise and UNLV. So the schedule lightens up maybe a bit. We'll see if the Aztecs can improve on the field as well. But yeah, I think bowl eligibility is absolutely very realistic for the Aztecs in 2025. Next question.
Do you think the NL will win the World Series because they won the All-Star Game?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Of course. The National League
they were up 6 runs at one point.
I know.
That's amazing. They dominated them.
Beat up Tariq Skubal.
They did. They scored 2 runs off them.
Okay,
it's nothing.
That seriously, they'll look at this though. National League. Here are the teams that I think can realistically win the World Series.
Starts with the Dodgers, Phillies.
I think the Cubs have a good shot, man. I think they're good this year. Their offense has been one of the best offenses in the sport. They're going to make some moves at the deadline. I'll put the Cubs in there, and just to stay local, I'll put the Padres.
I would say any team that makes the postseason, it's like once you're in. It's not like if they're in and they're playing the Dodgers, we're not going to be like, oh, season over, fun year.
Look, the Tigers have the best record in baseball, but do you honestly believe the Tigers could make a run to the World Series? I know Tariq Skubal's the best pitcher in the sport, or one of, but their lineup's been really good. No, but here's the thing. If the Tigers make the World Series and take on, for example, the Dodgers, they'll be a heavy underdog, obviously, even though they're coming out of the American League. I'm with you in your overall point. I think the National League has a good shot because, let's be honest, the Dodgers won the World Series last year. And they're the favorite to win the World Series again in 2025. And listen, if the Padres have any type of second half like last year, I can't wait to see it. If you know what I mean? Yeah, but that's a big if.
Oh, it's a big if.
That's a big if.
If they don't have a second half like 2025, it might be hard to do that in the postseason. But no, I mean, just because the NL won the All-Star Game, I don't think it means they're going to win the World Series.
They get home field advantage in the World Series, though, don't they?
That's over, dude.
I know it is.
All right, next question.
What's the better improvement to baseball? Automatic balls and strikes or the pitch clock?
Ooh.
right? You can only have one.
That's a great question, and to me, I'm going pitch clock.
Yeah, because it speeds the thing up.
Yep, because ABS theoretically would slow it down more.
Yeah, a few seconds, yeah.
It's the pitch clock. It's not even close. Pitch clock is something that has made the game way more watchable to the average casual fan because it's helped with staying at the ballpark longer. Back before the pitch clock, dude, you're not staying for a 4-hour game,
right?
For a 3.5-hour game,
no.
Especially if it's during the weekday, you got to wake up in the morning for work or take your kids to school. Like you got kids that can't be out past 9:30 at night.
Right, so you're like out in the sixth inning.
Yeah, and now we know by doing wrap-up shows every night, game starts at 6:40. They're done by 9 o'clock almost every night.
Certainly 9:30, yeah.
9:30 at the latest. 9:30 is pushing it.
You're right.
You're right. 9 o'clock, that's the game's over. So, yeah, pitch clock has changed the game for sure.
Now, with that being said, and I completely agree with you,
yeah,
I will say that maybe ABS is a luxury. I think it's like one of the great improvements ever for baseball. I love it. Watching it play out in real time yesterday, like Edwin Diaz, who challenged a pitch that caught the corner of the plate and his reaction to it, I think ABS, and I really like the way they use it in tennis, where they show it instantaneously.
They use the same technology.
I love that technology. Yeah. Honestly, I think that was an amazing improvement to tennis. They've had it for 20 years. I think bringing it to baseball, it's overdue. You keep the umpire in it, by the way. It's still balls to strikes for the umpire. If they get it wrong, challenge it. But you're not getting rid of the umpire. So the umpire is still there. I just think it's a nice improvement.
And last night, what were you telling me? Every player challenge was corrected?
Every time they challenged, they got it right.
Yeah, like they switched the call,
which is a credit to again, a credit to the pitchers and the catchers. But I mean, listen, umpires are human, and nobody would get them all right. If I'm calling balls and strikes, I'm missing pitches. It's a very hard job. That's why I like that they've added it. It's a hard thing to get 100% of the time right,
and it will take out the rage from fans.
Oh, people rage
for home plate umpires that get all these calls wrong.
Yeah,
like. If this is put in place, which it will be, it's the same thing with safe and out calls on the base paths. Before, if a guy was called out and you clearly saw a replay and he was safe, you're pissed at the umpire.
Right.
Now, if a call is made where the guy's calls the guy safe at first base, but you look at replays out, I'm not upset at the umpire at all. Now, I will be upset at the replay system because a lot of times they get it wrong, but it takes away from me getting upset at the umpire, which happens all the time.
But I can't wait until we get to ABS and we see the first true, right down the middle strike. We saw it with Machado. It was still the ball, but it wasn't truly right down the middle of the zone.
It was a
and
strike.
I also can't wait
for the zone.
I can't wait for the first called strike that is 19 inches off the plate.
You know what I mean?
Dude, it's 2 feet off the plate. How could you get that wrong?
Doug Eddings, get ready, buddy.
Exactly. Next question.
Do you want to see a swing off put into the regular season?
As much as I want to say yes, no.
I can't say yes.
I can't say yes to that. It was cool in the All-Star game. Like I said, make the All-Star game full on Savannah Banana. Savannah Bananas, they're coming to San Diego here September. It's not something that I'm like, I need to watch Savannah Bananas. But look, there were some things that they put into last night's All-Star game, and that's thanks to the Savannah Bananas, what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
And the golden at bat rule, which you hated.
I don't like the golden at bat.
That's a Savannah Banana.
I'm fine with it in an All-Star game.
But yeah, that's what I said. Make the All-Star game like the most Savannah Banana thing ever, because the home run swing off, that's from the Savannah Bananas. So get the golden at bat into the All-Star game. Get the home run derby swing off in the All-Star game like they did last night. ABS is already there. That's great. Yeah, I love it in the All-Star game, but not in the regular season.
What if it was done with rarity? Example being a game went 12 innings.
No.
Because that's only going to happen then 5 times a year. So then all of a sudden it's appointment viewing. All of a sudden Guardians Brewers is in the 12th, and I'm trying to find it on Peacock.
Look, would I want to see a home run derby between Fernando Tatis Jr. and Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah,
I would. But
I don't know if that really works. But isn't it kind of? I was saying this yesterday, and I was like, "You're bring it to baseball." I'm like, they can't. They'd have to change the rule. My point was, and I was joking. My point is, it's so baseball not to capitalize on it, isn't it? Everyone's talking about this one moment that played out, and we may not see it, Jim, for 7 years
I
till
know.
the next tie game in an All-Star game.
I like the idea of opposing teams get to choose the home run hitters.
I do like that too. Yeah. Remember we used to say that in the playoffs? They said in the new CBA, the wild card teams, like the higher seeded team would pick who they played.
Oh, yeah, that's
Remember
right.
that was discussed?
That's right.
Like, hey, 3 seed, do you want to play the 6 seed or do you want to play like the 5 seed?
I did
That
remember
was so weird, but they didn't do that.
But if teams got to select, I would definitely watch a give me 2 awful players on. So Martin Maldonado against Patrick Bailey from the Giants or something.
The game would never end. Because nobody would hit any home runs.
Now-
They have a bunt off.
Yeah, exactly. Padres would be really good in the bunt off.
They would excel in that.
Shoot, Tyler Wade would get like his max contract.
Yeah.
Guys,
Be Shea Gilgeous in a bunt off.
See how many strikeouts each player can get, or like how many strikeouts they would accumulate.
Oh, real quick to put a bow on the All-Star game too. The other thing that played out in the 8th inning, the Brewers pitcher came in, right? Mizorowski.
I did not see the Ken
Guess
Rosenthal
what? Guess what?
interview.
No, forget that for a second. This whole idea that, well, you got to get Mizorowski on the team because it's gonna change the game, right? Like he's a star of stars.
He's throwing 104, dude.
Nobody cared.
I know.
I mean, it was fine. He threw 1 inning.
Ken Rosenthal, by the way.
Yeah,
See-
Who went in on him? Eric Hosmer? Yeah, he did. On social
Hosmer
media.
did. Because little Kenny, he asked. I just saw quotes, and it was along the lines of like, "Do you think you deserve to be here?"
right.
Like, bro just had one of the biggest moments of his life.
So, yeah, it's not his fault he's there.
Yeah, he didn't decide to be.
He didn't
selected
pick
third.
himself.
He's
and
like,
put him
I
there.
will choose myself. I volunteer as tribute. Like, no.
Yeah, he didn't break into the clubhouse and put a uniform on.
Yeah. Do you think you deserve to be here, or like, how is this whirlwind experience for you,
Yeah.
being so young and having so few innings in the sport to be at your first All-Star game? What was it like for you?
And like you said, we're heading to the world of like All-Star games becoming more like the Savannah Bananas. It's not like there's some cardinal rule that everything has to be so buttoned up that what a huge loss that Mizorowski was in and Christopher Sanchez was out. I mean, the world's going to keep spinning.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, on the other side, well, surely baseball had a huge ratings win, right? Because the first ever swing off in the history of Major League Baseball. We have those numbers to share with you on the other side. Plus, if you missed our conversation with the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, we're at Circa in Las Vegas for Mountain West Football Media Days. Gloria Navarez. If you missed that conversation, you'll hear it coming up at 4:30. And Kevin Acey, our Padres insider, will join us coming up at 5:30 as the Padres are just 2 days away from getting set to begin the second half of their schedule. But again, we're going to share all-star game numbers from a TV viewership perspective on the other side. They had to be up off the swing off, right? That's next. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live from Mountain West Football Media Days at the Circa in Las Vegas. Gloria Navarez, Mountain West Commissioner. If you missed our conversation, you'll hear it coming up in about 10 or 12 minutes. Then Kevin Acey live with us at 5:30. So all this talk about the swing off. I mean, a lot of swing off talk.
Oh,
Jim.
swing
All
off
right?
here, swing off there.
So much swing off
Everyone's
talk.
swinging off.
So the
This sounds weird.
it
saying
is weird. I kind of just like saying home run derby.
I do too.
But I get it. It's not a true whatever.
I'll say swing off.
It's a swing off.
Yeah, swing
So all the talk and all the excitement and everyone's watching and everyone's talking about it on social media. And the TV ratings last night were down from last year, which doesn't really make sense. And who really cares? It's not the number one indicator. But last night, 7.19 million viewers. Last year, 7.44 million viewers, a TV drop of 3% of viewers between 2025 and 2024. It is the second lowest rated All-Star game ever.
Well, I would like to see the ratings at like the start of the game because
Okay.
they fluctuate.
Yeah, definitely.
This is just like what an average.
Yep.
So as soon as Ohtani's at the plate against Tariq Skubal,
Right.
and Aaron Judge is at the plate against Paul Skeens,
That was probably the best. Yeah.
I would like to see what the peak was. And then I would also like to see the ratings for when the home run derby, the swing off, happened in extra innings. I know that it's 11:30 on the East Coast,
Right.
but I would think that there might have been a spike there, right?
I would think so. It's okay. The All-Star game peaked at 8.1 million at 9:15 p.m. Eastern.
So,
So
like-
like 40 minutes into the game
Okay.
or something. It was Fox's most watched program since the Super Bowl. Now, here's the thing. It's like two things can be true. Okay, the ratings are kind of going down with All-Star games, but the Midsummer Classic outrates like the NFL Pro Bowl games because that's stupid. It traditionally outrates the NHL All-Star game. It outrated the NBA All-Star game. So, like, they get good numbers. Home Run Derby, 5.7 million.
Yeah.
All-Star game, 7.2 million. This is honestly like this is some of the most marquee programming for baseball. There are playoff games without 7 million viewers. So, like, they need to get the All-Star game right. And to their credit, I think a lot of people believe they got the All-Star game right.
Look, to be fair, I wasn't glued
You weren't
in.
glued, yeah.
Even though I said I was going to be glued in last night or during the show yesterday, I, didn't really. After Machado got his at-bats, obviously I tuned the Jason Adam appearance.
That was quick.
So quick. It was like you blinked and you missed it. Adrian Morejon did not have a good All-Star game debut. And then Robert Suarez in the ninth inning almost blew the game.
Yeah.
He was a big contributor to why it went to a swing off.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, okay. It is what it is.
Right.
It is what it is. It's an exhibition. Also, too, once these, starters get out of the game, for the most part, they all leave. They
like literally leave.
Yes.
They leave the stadium.
Ohtani and Aaron Judge, and I'm sure Manny Machado, like, they're gone.
Yeah, they're not even there.
I don't know where they go, but they're gone.
Well, think about it this way. For these guys who play 162 over like 185 days, they're going on vacation for like 36 hours. Like, you're getting out. Your next game is Friday, or you're going to like rest and relax, or you're going home. You got 48 hours here. Padres have 48 hours off before there are no off days, so to speak, right? I mean, you get one off day, you travel. Like, if you're an all-star, all you do is go, 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 go. And now they have a Wednesday and a Thursday off. Like, if you're Manny Machado, you finally get 48 hours maybe with your wife and your kid.
Right.
You never get 48 hours.
Yeah.
So I get leaving the stadium. Although it is true. We were sitting there watching it, and like the Rays catcher is batting in the swing off. I'm like, where's Aaron Judge? I mean, if you're gonna have an All-Star game, you want to see Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge and Fernando Tatis Jr. in the home run derby.
What did so Jeff Passan put this out the other day or last night? Let me just pull this up here. Here we go. So Jeff Passan, after the home run derby, said, "What is
Okay.
Brent Rooker, Jonathan Aranda, Jonathan Aranda, okay,
Right.
Randy Rosarena versus Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, and Kyle Stowers. What could have been Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. versus Shohei Ohtani, Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber." And then
It was quote tweeted by
Brent Rooker.
yeah,
Brent Rooker quote tweeted that. And where is it?
like, why do you hate
It
me?
was hilarious. Yeah, he's like, "Why do you hate me?" And then Jeff Passan responded to him, said, "Own that clown. or something along those lines. It was great back and forth on social media.
That is funny.
I mean, look, I get it. You know who would absolutely not leave the game if they were a starter and they got pulled in like the third inning?
Yeah, Jackson Merrill.
100%.
He's probably there anyway, like in uniform in case there was an injury to like come in.
By the way, Brent Rooker said, "Am I not good enough for you, Jeff?"
But then he replied and said, "I'm completely kidding."
He goes, "Own that loser."
Yeah, but he replied at some point to his own tweet,
and then he replied again. Punctuation matters, friends. Own that loser equals I am a loser, and Brett owned me.
As opposed to
own that loser equals me calling him
a loser.
Dude, come on, man. Which he most certainly is not, and which I most certainly wouldn't. Sincerely a nerd. And then he said, autocorrect owned me, Brent. Jeff, you don't need to explain. We get it.
Honestly, man, I've made this point so many times.
I know.
I'm so over Jeff Passan.
You don't need it. We know, Jeff. Own that loser means you're implying you're talking to yourself.
Dude, so he goes on the Pat McAfee show the day I was on that airplane coming back from New York.
That was a tough listen.
And they're all wearing like backwards hats and like gym shorts and like cut off shirts. And Jeff Passan is dressed to the nines. It's 100 degrees out in Atlanta. It's the middle of the afternoon. He's wearing like a maroon velvet suit with a black tie, dressed to the nines.
It's Jeff Passan, though, man.
But like, sometimes like,
look,
live a little.
I get it. Also, Jeff Passan is like the number one source for anything baseball news related.
When it comes to baseball, you're right.
He is, I think, one of the best reporters in all of sports. You don't see many rumors come out from him. They're just straight hard facts.
It's just right. Anytime he tweets,
everything
he gets it
right.
Yeah, he never
everything
gets it
right. So
I agree.
Definitely credit to him there.
But anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't even know.
Oh, the home run derby, what could have been. The swing off what could have
yeah.
been. I would say that. If we're going to see it again, if you're going to do it in an all-star game, include the stars of stars. If you're going to have it again, include Aaron Judge. Include Shohei Ohtani. If it's going to happen again.
Can we have a middle of the game all-star or all home run derby?
After 5, I like that.
Like
just stop the game.
Yeah.
Like halftime.
Sure.
Let's just change everything about baseball.
I do like how some players last night didn't even realize what was going on until it was happening.
Like, what are we doing?
Like the kid from Miami, Stowers.
Yeah, he's like, what are you asking me to do?
He was interviewed. Like, Ken's like, so you were just told moments ago you're in this home run derby. He goes, I don't even know what's happening right now. But
no one did.
He's like, I'm pretty nervous, to be honest with you.
It was hilarious.
I was like, oh, yeah, I get it. Kyle Schwarber's like, dude, I'm good.
Oh, he doesn't care.
That was probably one of the best moments of last night's game was Kyle Schwarber just hitting nukes.
He hit bombs.
It's like you knew, like Kyle Schwarber, the perfect home run derby contestant.
Oh, absolutely. Like beer league softball guy.
Oh, my gosh.
Just hits bombs. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Church league softball guy.
Yep.
All right. On the other side, we're going to hear from the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, Gloria Navarez, Kevin ACR Padres insider at 5:30. We're at Mountain West football. Oh, we just heard the sounder. Jim. What do we do?
Well, right now, go to the iHeartRadio app, put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets, hit that talk back mic button. Tell us your favorite superhero. You have 5 minutes to do that. And once you do that, you are entered to win badges to Comic-Con for today. And we'll announce the grand prize winner at 5:30, excuse me.
At 5:30. So open the app right now. Click on San Diego Sports 760. Put us in your presets. Click the talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero.
Yeah, very simple. But you got 5 minutes
5
now,
minutes.
less than 5 minutes to do that, to be qualified.
Do it right now. Gloria Navarez, Mountain West Commissioner. Next, John and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples. We'll start with the All-Star game last night. National League beat the American League in a swing-off. Kyle Schwarber, who had no hits in the actual game, had 3 homers in the swing-off in all 3 of his swings. He was the All-Star game MVP last night. Padres news of the day, their rotation for the second half is set. Dylan Cease will start on Friday in Washington, followed by Yu Darvish and Nick Pivetta. And Luis Campisano has been optioned at AAA. Gavin Sheets will make his return from paternity leave. How many times have we all said that was easy? Well, the Staples Easy button is back, and it's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of the U.S. staples. That was easy.
All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Kevin Acee will join us live coming up at 5:30. If you missed it earlier, we're at Mountain West Football Media Days in Las Vegas at the Circa downtown. We have the commissioner of the Mountain West with us. It is a very interesting time when it comes to the Mountain West and its future. Gloria Navarez joined us earlier. We started the conversation asking her if it's different this time around with everything that's playing out, realignment, litigation, and all the extra attention.
You know, it's different in that there's so much going on in the national space, revenue distribution, NIL, just big issues, but also business as usual. This is why we exist, to get back into holding championships, live events, and getting back to playing the sports. So that's refreshing.
So getting to on the field, is this expectation for the league to once again be a league that sends a team to the college football playoff?
Yes, and last year's championship was so special. We knew before the game kicked whoever won it was going, right? That's a super unique, special position to be in. And you know what? I think we're on track to be in that same spot this year.
When you look at the future of the college football playoff, there's so much discussion about it. You're talking about some of these national storylines that will involve leagues like the Mountain West, the Pac-12, and all of them, truthfully. Are you in favor of a 12-team playoff, which we saw last year? We saw the success, obviously, of Boise State. Would you like to see it expand to 16? What is your priority when it comes to accessing the playoffs for FBS leagues?
So our priority has always been access. You said it, and that is important. We have to have a path in. Very much appreciate the format this year, 5 conference champions, a field of 12. It's also a data set of 1. Now, I kind of agnostic. If we stay the same, I appreciate the format, but if we expand, I very strongly, our league feels there should not be multiple AQs.
When you talk about the TV deal, the athletic reporting, the Mountain West Next TV deal will include CBS. How do you expect that deal to look compared to your current deal with CBS?
Well, we're in active negotiation. We're not going to talk about it until we've gotten all the deals buttoned up and do the package, but very optimistic that all our partners are going to be back.
Does the Pac-12's TV deal with CBS have any impact on the Mountain West and its future TV deals and negotiations?
You know, the entire media market this time around has been tough. And I think if you recall, the media deal was the reason for the original Pac-12 dissolution. Our legacy partners picked up a lot of Western region inventory when they got Pac-12 schools in the Big 12 and the Big 10. So that has hurt the market a little bit for us, but we're still optimistic. We'll have a great deal. We'll have great exposure, and you know, we're excited.
I asked this before, obviously, as the San Diego State flagship. We've talked about the importance of visibility versus revenue for the Pac-12. I'll ask it from the Mountain West perspective. How do you weigh making sure you have the right exposure, but also making sure you have the revenue for these programs moving forward?
Yeah, and both equally important. Linear, live, national platforms still have primacy in this market environment. But as I mentioned this morning, it is incumbent upon the conference office to look at our business differently. 2 major sources of revenue are media deals and CFP performance, neither of which we really control. We get a shot at media deal once every 5 to 6 years, and we don't hire coaches. We don't play games, schedule, you know, that type of thing. So we are really expanding our reach to think about our business differently. And we're doing a restructuring internally to dedicate bandwidth, personnel to business development and revenue generation.
San Diego State has more championships in the Mountain West across the board than any other school. Obviously, being a flagship here for San Diego State, the legacy that they have had on the Mountain West, how would you describe that for us?
Yeah, and it's exactly what we were talking about this morning about celebrating all those student athletes that are in the league, started their careers, maybe ending their careers, but have contributed to the DNA and the fabric of the league. And it's important for us to honor all the student athletes in that manner, because this is a really special year. We're the only FBS league in this Western region this year.
Right. Absolutely. The commissioner of the Mountain West is with us right now. Gloria Navarez, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. I mean, you've been asked this so many ways. I don't even know if there's an answer, because realignment has played out for a century, essentially, in college athletics. Like how would the Big 12 answer, how do you replace Texas and Oklahoma? But when you lose Boise State, San Diego State, and others, like, are they replaceable, or do you just look different moving forward?
I mean, you think about the history of the Mountain West, right?
Right.
We're one of the younger leagues. We were formed 26 years ago.
Yeah.
By defection.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had teams come through the league before. Like, we pride ourselves on finding talent and elevating it. BYU, TCU,
Sure.
Utah. And yet we rebuild, whether it's in a microcons, of a certain league and a roster versus your administration, ADs and presidents, to schools moving in through the leagues. It's just who we are, and we pride ourselves on rebuilding and continuing an upward trajectory despite change.
Change will happen this year for the conference. Grand Canyon being added. Why Grand Canyon right now?
Grand Canyon makes us competitively better across the board, starting with the basketballs, men and women, and across all sports. And so it was really important for us that their student athletes have a chance to compete for conference and national championships, and we think they really improve us competitively.
What was your reaction to these strong statements from San Diego State, Boise State, that took exception with Grand Canyon joining the league this upcoming year?
Yeah. Understandable, but when you submit notice, you read our bylaws, you forfeit your place on the board and your vote in the room. And so those in the room considering this addition were very excited about it and unanimously voted to add them early.
When we look to the future, when we get to 2026, the Mountain West has its members and the Pac-12 and other leagues have their members. What is it going to be like from a playing and competition perspective? We'll still see Mountain West schools taking on Pac-12 schools, presumably across all sports, right? That would be your expectation moving forward, whether it's football, men's basketball, otherwise.
You have to. And that's one of the challenges in the Western region is we don't have that concentration of programs, either in football and FBS or across the board. And so, especially for those schools that are in leagues where they're flying across the Rockies for regular season, I think it's even more important to continue to play in region for your non-conference. So I think there will always be that opportunity to preserve rivalries and continue to play each other.
And we look at, bowl season, we have maybe an opportunity for a Pac-12 school against a Mountain West school in the future. What's your thoughts on potentially that happening?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because in the bowl space, one, I think bowls are really important to postseason experience in football. But two, they do rely on regionalism to some degree as far as being able to travel on a week's notice to see your team play. And so there's this fine balance between what we're going to do in the future with bowls, but also retaining that regional flavor so that you can have good fan attendance and draw. So it feels a little bit like musical chairs. Folks are waiting to see what the CFP does, and then we can figure out what we're going to do in the bowls. Right. But we are very much committed to bowl season, bowl experience, and our current partners and any new partners we can find.
Gloria Navarro is with us right now on John and Jim, the Mountain West commissioner. There's so much discussion about realignment as it relates to football, but the Mountain West has been such a strong basketball league, and some of the programs leaving the Mountain West have been some of the stronger brands within the Mountain West as well. How do you prioritize? I mean, I look at a Grand Canyon edition, for example. Like when you think about the future of Mountain West, the Mountain West Conference from a basketball, men's and women's basketball perspective, how much of your priority has been about angling for basketball and multiple bids in the NCAA tournament?
Well, as you know, you said it. It is definitely very important. It's something we pride ourselves on. We think that Grand Canyon is going to certainly be a shot in the arm in that sense. But also what I found about the schools joining us in 26, there's a lot of excitement and commitment to entering the league at a very competitive level. So I think you're already experiencing the halo effect around their recruiting, their philanthropy, and their investment just in anticipation of joining the league in 26.
Are you in favor of expansion to the NCAA tournament? What's your thoughts on that?
I start from a place of it ain't broke. Let's not break it.
Thank you.
Comma, but if we're gonna,
comma, but all right.
If we're going to, I want to make sure that we do not do anything to jeopardize conference tournaments or the special place that conference championships take in this atmosphere. And, if we can expand without overly compacting the calendar, more opportunity could be better. But I do start from a place if it ain't broke.
Right. Yeah. And that's one thing that ain't broke for sure.
Right. It's like, don't kill the golden goose. And obviously the NCAA has made so much revenue or created so much revenue off the NCAA tournament. A couple of quick ones before you go. Men's basketball went to a balanced schedule last year, which was a big topic of conversation, specifically locally in San Diego. A lot of people preferred the shorter conference schedule of 18 games, not 20. Now it goes to 20, but now with the addition of Grand Canyon, you're not going to 22, presumably. So it's back to unbalanced.
Correct.
And you'll have a schedule coming out sooner rather than later. There's a lot of discussion about that, but every team, though, will miss one team on the road and one team at home,
Correct.
And that'll be determined. How's that determined?
And
Is that
one
by
less bye.
And
it
less
will be determined by finish from last year.
By finish from last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Gloria, appreciate you taking time for us. The commissioner of the Mountain West, never dull in your tenure. It has never been dull in the couple of years since you have been the commissioner of the Mountain West. We appreciate you taking time for us in San Diego, and best of luck moving forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here.
All right, our conversation with the commissioner of the Mountain West, Kevin AC at 5:30. Trey White, if you missed him, the outstanding edge rusher for the Aztecs, you'll hear that coming up at 5 p.m. Jim is in full eating snack mode right now. When we replay an interview, and she's not even going to get on mic right now. When we replay an interview, he just eats. He's eating sea salt chips and cookies. All right, we're going to continue to react to Mountain West Media Day. Plus, we're getting ready for the Padres' second half. They'll open up in D.C. Who will be on the mound in Game 1 for the Padres to kick off the second half? Stay with us, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right. Are you maxed out on credit cards or struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, guys, it is Schaefer. You can get cash out now without touching your low rate first mortgage. There are no appraisals or waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto, it's truly amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved. They did it in less than 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. Just a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pulls up front. Listen, it's your home equity. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Call now to start the conversation, 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. That's 619-207-4336. Get debt relief now at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live from Circa in Las Vegas. This is Mountain West Football Media Days. We're here tomorrow as well. Sean Lewis will be on the show tomorrow. He is in Vegas. He will join us live tomorrow afternoon. We're on the air tomorrow at 2 p.m., and we have more giveaways for you tomorrow as well, Comic-Con badges. To give away.
Speaking of Sean Lewis, big breaking news with Sean Lewis and myself.
Okay. Did you just see him somewhere?
I saw him earlier today.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. I said big breaking news between Sean Lewis and myself.
Right.
I got a notification on my phone about hour ago.
Tell me.
He's finally following me on X. About time, coach.
Wait, following you or blocking you?
Probably soon blocking me.
So Sean Lewis, the head coach of San Diego State.
And I'm like, what is Coach Lewis doing here? Then he's going to block me. But he followed me, so there you go.
Wow.
I know, big news.
Sean Lewis
I think
is now, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I promise you that.
Well, I saw that he actually reposted me, and then he followed me.
What was the repost? Oh, probably us being here. And
like, no, I put out a picture of the new jerseys, and I said, these are clean.
Right.
Fire emoji.
I want to get his thoughts on them.
Well, I think we're going to ask him that tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So he's going to join us live tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Looking forward to that. Kevin Acey is going to join us coming up at 5:30. If you missed Trey White, who was named the Mountain West Defensive Preseason Player of the Year, you'll
Great
hear that.
interview with Trey.
Very good interview. You'll hear that coming up at 5 p.m. We're trying to figure out our evening plans for Vegas. Do you have ideas? 70470 started with the word
no,
team.
we're not doing what some of you might tell us to do out there.
Yes, we are. We're going for sushi.
No, it's in Vegas. People are like, go to the strip club. Go to.
No, they're thinking sushi.
They're not.
First thing you think of Vegas is sushi. Nobody's thinking that.
Well, here's the thing: the sushi place we're looking at.
It's sushi.
It's called It's Sushi. It's one of like the top-rated sushi places in Las Vegas. It's an all-you-can-eat sushi place.
Right.
And
here's the contemplation.
Yeah,
so it's $26.95.
Right.
All you can eat. And this is legit all you can eat.
Oh my gosh.
This is like legitimate sushi. We've been 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
right?
I've been multiple times. Yeah.
Well, yes, 3 or 4 is multiple.
You've not been 3 or 4. You've been like 1 or 2.
I have not been 1 because you and I have been multiple times.
Let's see here. Okay, multiple times for me and you. I went on my bachelor party with my buddies.
Okay, you're right.
So I'm
Let's
like
say you've been 3 and I'm 2.
Okay.
That's still multiple. But here's the contemplation.
Yeah.
If you go there before 10 p.m.,
I know.
it's $34.95 per person, which is still a deal. It's still worth it. We got to Uber both ways. If you go after 10 p.m., the price drops $8 to $26.95. I'm not going after 10 though.
Looks like we're eating at 10:01, buddy.
No, we're going. I'm not waiting until 10 o'clock. Although we did one year for whatever reason. Because we didn't figure it out until later. Or we got in the night before.
Oh,
we got in the night before. It was like 9
yeah.
o'clock. Like, where should we eat?
That's right.
And then we found this spot.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting until 10 p.m. to eat.
Fine.
Right?
We'll pay the extra money.
It's $8. You're in Vegas.
I'll get another roll.
The question is, do we go downstairs and place anything on the Padres? That's probably the kiss of death. Right? If I place money on the Padres to win
if I place money on the Padres and I put that out on social media,
they'll
the
lose
Padres
30 straight.
Did not reach the postseason or something bad happened, bro, I'd get blamed for everything.
True,
Maybe you should put money on the Dodgers then.
Put money on the Dodgers.
I
should
jinx them.
But then then that won't go over well with people as well.
Right. So it's a no-win, and that's why you're saying you don't want to place a bet. Well, the thing is, do I want to spend money on placing a bet downstairs in Circa, or do I want to continue to buy cards? Because earlier we didn't even talk about that on air.
No,
I bought 8 packs of cards.
This guy's a psycho. Everybody,
I bought 8 packs of like
he is a
1990.
certified psychopath.
Oh, they were
right
like
now.
$3 pack. It was like junk wax, what they call junk wax, like the packs that have no value. Because
So
there's
you bought
nothing
all
good.
those?
Yeah, because it's for Jones.
Jones
because I
thinks
bought
there's
8
value.
packs for $30 where I could have bought
Right.
1 pack for $30 of something real.
Yeah, the thing with card shops, and we were just talking about this, they upcharge everything.
It can be pricey. Yeah.
And so one single pack that might be retail price like $5.99,
yeah,
they're selling for like $14
exactly
for one pack. They're like, dude, what are we doing here, dude?
I would say that, dude. I honestly, Jim, I'm being serious. Okay, I'll say this. I want to find a lot there. I want to find this lucky box vending.
Yes,
because it's all over Vegas.
Let's look for that tonight, and
let's find that,
and then we'll.
I
go to
might
sushi.
consider lucky. There's this product here in Vegas. They might even be in like airports, like even in San Diego. Like, look, it's in other states.
What's it called?
Lucky box vending. Listen to this.
Uh-huh.
You You go up to this vending machine, guys, and you can get a mystery signed jersey. It has Tatis jerseys in here. They advertise it on the side.
But the
Now,
thing
it's
is
not
that
an authentic jersey.
the jerseys are not authentic.
They're not authentic, but they're signed.
But there's
And you can get them framed.
Yeah, the signature is authentic.
And it's on the back of the uniform. Like the back of the uniform looks legit, but the front is shady. But you can get a mystery jersey. You can get a mystery card. You could get a mystery Pokemon card. Now it's pricey. It's like $100.
Yeah.
But I want to see one of these machines. I'd consider it.
I did find today, because we went to a couple different places before the show, I did find a base set Pokemon like pack for like $1,300.
Wait, the pack, right? So you're telling me like a pack of 8 Pokemon cards, for example, or 6 cards.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it's 8 or 10.
Let's say 10 cards was $1,300 for the 10 card, just the pack, not the box.
Yeah, the pack, just one.
What
pack.
could possibly be in there?
Base set Charizard, which if it graded out to like 10 is worth, I don't know, close to $10,000.
Well, let's do that. Let's go get the 10 grand card. Let's go get the $10,000
No, dude,
card.
it's like you know how much we would waste that money, $1,300.
Yeah, but if we get it, we have free sushi.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife would like that. When I bring
no, you don't tell her.
Oh, okay.
You don't tell. You tell her that
like, honey, I can't buy groceries this week. Why can't you get groceries? I'm out of money.
Jim, here's the deal. You say the pack was $13. The reason you have a $1,300 expense is because your tires. You have to get new tires.
Oh.
Is this your first time buying a $1,300 pack of Pokemon cards?
You wouldn't buy a $1,300.
Hell no.
You wouldn't even buy a $10 pack of cards.
Today, if I know the pack is only worth $4, I'm not going to spend $10 on it. That's why I bought those like $2 packs. From
exactly.
1990.
Yeah,
that nobody wants.
There's cards on Fremont Street here that on my way back walking here to the hotel, I looked and man, one pack was going for like $20. I was like, what?
Where you're like, you can get it for like $8.
And they were selling boxes of like there's like 6 packs in a box.
Yeah.
And do the math. 6 times 20.
Do the math. Jim.
120.
Look at you, yeah.
And I'm like, what? $120 for 6 packs.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
I hear you. All right, Trey White on the other side, San Diego State's outstanding edge rusher, coming off just a remarkable season. One of the top edge rushers in the country. Earlier today was named preseason Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. If you missed our conversation, you'll hear it on the other side. Then Kevin Acee, fresh off a trip to Atlanta for the All-Star game. He's going to join us coming up at 5:30. We'll talk about the Padres coming out of the break. And right now, you just heard that sounder. Right now, open the iHeartRadio app. Click on San Diego Sports 760. Put 760 as your number 1 preset. Click on the talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero. You're automatically entered for a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con that is next weekend in San Diego. Open the app. Find 760. Leave a talkback. Tell us your favorite superhero. You are automatically entered for 2 free badges to Comic-Con, single-day badges. But here's the catch. You got to do it in the next 4 minutes and 40 seconds. You got to do it in the next 4 minutes and 35 seconds. So do it right now. Open up that app and be eligible to win. Again, 2 free single-day badges to Comic-Con, our best giveaway of the year. Do it now in the free iHeartRadio app. Trey White, the outstanding edge rusher, back on the Mesa, joins us next. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Compassion International. Last night, the All-Star game went to the National League thanks to a swing-off. Kyle Schwarber, who had no hits in the actual game, hit 3 home runs in all 3 of his swings in the swing-off to win the All-Star game for the National League and also win All-Star game MVP. And Padres news of the day, their rotation to start the second half is all set. Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish, and Nick Pivetta will all start here coming up this weekend in Washington. And Luis Campusano has been optioned to AAA El Paso. Gavin Sheets is back from his paternity leave. Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day for homelessness. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year, and their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Final hour of John and Jim with you until 6 p.m. Kevin Acee will join the show live at 5:30 as we will get set to kick off the second half for the Padres. Friday in D.C. We have probables for that series. We'll talk about the upcoming trade deadline, the swing off last night in the All-Star game as well. So at 5:30, Kevin Acee will have the winner of our Comic-Con badges coming up at 5:30 as well. But if you missed it earlier, the outstanding edge rusher for the Aztecs, Trey White, with us live here from Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. And we started the conversation asking him, we don't want to talk about him being preseason defensive player of the year to start the conversation. We didn't want to bury the lead. We asked him about San Diego State's new football jerseys.
Yeah, I think the biggest part is just the white pants. We haven't had those since I've been here. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge part. We get to kind of switch up our jersey combinations each game. So I feel like that's something this team kind of needed, is that little spark and a little energy to kind of feel good out there. You know, you look good, you play good, you know.
And as far as, you know, figuring out what jerseys to wear on what games, what's the process like that? How does that go for this season?
Yeah, I think we're going to meet with our leadership council to kind of figure that out. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but I think we'll just all have to come to some type of agreement. I know we'll probably have some type of whiteout game at home this year.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Really cool.
Yeah. White on white, it's the cleanest possible.
That's my favorite jersey combo right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I know fans have been wanting the white on white for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then taking away the San Diego State and having the red clean
the red collar too.
That's
a really good part.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trey White with us right now, San Diego State's outstanding edge rusher, preseason defensive Mountain West player of the year. Just to continue that conversation for a moment, the Aztec calendar helmet design has been discussed nationally since it debuted over, the course of the last decade. How much pride is there, in that locker room when you see the calendar design, whether it's on the side of the jersey or down the side of the pan or on that helmet? I mean, that is such a unique look. When you turn the TV on and see that, it's San Diego State. How much pride do you guys have?
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in that. It's everywhere in our facility, in the locker room, and we wear it in our games. So, we have to take pride in it. I know it's the best helmet in college football too. So just wearing that with pride and just taking care of that and just owning up to that is really cool.
So a little behind the curtain, I know that you weren't originally scheduled to come to Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
So when you got that call, it must have been in the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
What was your where were you and where was your thought on that? And I know you obviously being here is great, but still it's like, what? Like, how did that all go down?
Yeah, so I actually got the call while I was working out, so I missed the call.
Oh, really?
So, Jamie texted me after, and I responded to him. But I had a teammate come up to me telling me that one of our players weren't able to come to media day. So I was like, oh. And I didn't really think of that they would call me, but I was excited for that opportunity.
And today we find out you are the preseason Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. I guess twofold. What does it mean? And does it mean anything, actually, once you get on the field and the season starts against Stony Brook about 5 or 6 weeks from now?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to say, oh, he won preseason Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. It doesn't mean anything until you win the real thing. So that award doesn't really mean too much to me. I'm just taking it with a grain of salt. It's cool to be recognized, but, I want the real thing.
You look at goals for yourself this year. I know you have had goals in the past, last year's goals that you had, but this year, how do those goals get processed for you? And what goals do you have for yourself and, of course, the team this season?
Yeah. So this year, I don't want to make it into like a numbers thing for goals. I just want to make every play that comes to me. I feel like that's a great goal for me. And I also want to win Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. But I want our team to just reach our potential that I know that we have. And just by us putting in that work is gonna show up on Saturdays. But yeah, we got to win that last Mountain West championship for sure. Make it to the playoffs, win games there, and the sky's the limit for this team.
San Diego State's edge rusher Trey White with us right now on John and Jim. I guess like the basketball analogy would be like, listen, Steph Curry's going to draw attention. Right. You know, everyone knows that he can flat out shoot the ball. Right. Or from a San Diego State perspective, Miles Bird, the right attention, the court flips to him. I mean, you saw so many doubles as the season goes on. Now you head into the year, the film is all out there. Is that motivational for you? How do you process that, knowing you're drawing the chips and the doubles, and how does that impact your success on a football field?
Yeah, I feel like that's why I'm not really looking at it as a numbers game this year, because I know stuff like that's going to happen. That's just adversity, you know. But I love how that opens up new opportunities for my teammates to make plays, and I hope that they take advantage of those opportunities when I do get a lot of attention drawn, and when I don't get a lot of attention drawn, that just makes it more permanent or pertinent for me to make a play. So I got to make a play when I got that one-on-one.
Returning 11 players on defense, especially in the NIL era and the transfer portal era, it's almost virtually unheard of. So to have that for this team, what's the feeling to know that you have so many guys returning on the defensive side of the football for this upcoming season? I
mean, that says a lot about the team that we think we have this year. You know, a lot of guys are trusting in and believing in what Coach Lewis is preaching. And, you know, we're all excited to really put that product on the field and give the fans what they want, and that's some wins. So we're excited for that. We got great leaders like Tunnel Latuli and Chris Johnson out there. So just having guys playing alongside guys like that, it helps really a lot.
We had you on for back at the golf tournament in San Diego, and you did mention something like last year there were some people on the team that, you know, weren't all on the same page, right? Starting this year, how big of a priority was that for you? You know, you're a team leader, right? How big of a priority was that to start off on the right foot? Hey, we all have to be on the same page this season.
Yeah, just being a leader on this team, you got to make sure everybody knows what the standard is, especially being at San Diego State. The standard has always been super high, and we can't let that slip, even with these past seasons not being what they wanted to. But that doesn't mean that this season is going to be the same. You know, we still got this whole year, and these off-season workouts have been going great. Just getting to know each other more on a personal level, and just creating that chemistry with the team.
Do you feel like you're starting from like a higher point as opposed to a year ago? You know, last year, new coaching staff, but now it's like you got the second year. You've already gone through this process for 12 months with Sean Lewis and his staff. Do you feel like you're starting from a higher point entering year two with Sean?
Yeah, for sure. You kind of know what he's expecting out of us, especially with all the coaches. We didn't get any coaching changes or anything like that. So we're all like one big family. So I feel like football has been fun with Coach Lewis, and we also work really hard, and we go through adversity in those tough situations. So we all know what's expected out of us from him, and we're just trying to live up to that standard.
Training with Navy SEALs sounds like it would be very difficult. Yeah. How was that process?
Yeah, it was not fun, but I think that's what our team needs for this year. We need to go through adverse stuff, and we got to see how we respond, because, you know, that's going to happen in the games. We might be down in the fourth quarter, and we need to get some points on the board, you know. So we just got to go through things like that.
And I bet you feel like you're athletic, you're athlete, I'm train every day. It's like when you do something like that, does that kind of humble you a little bit? Like, whoa.
Yeah, it definitely does. You think you're in great shape, but then you do something like that, and you're like, dang, you're just out of breath the whole time, and, you know, you're just struggling to finish through, but, you know, you got to push through it mentally. You know, you see your teammates on your left and right, so that's what really helps when you push through.
Me and John wouldn't even finish.
I wouldn't even get there.
10 minutes in, we're 5 minutes in, we're done.
I've heard Sean say this before, and a lot of people listening to us would agree, especially in a great military city like San Diego, where you're from. There is no better team than the U.S. military.
Right.
What can you learn from a team perspective? It's one thing to go through a workout with SEALs who are military or do it at Coronado. What do you kind of learn about everything beyond the physical aspect of sport that you can take away from experiences like that.
Yeah, just about how they have each other's backs at all times. That's a huge thing. I know we went to the military base a few months ago and kind of talked to some of the sergeants over there and asked them questions, kind of picked their brain, and everything they were talking about is just having their teammates back and not wanting to let them down, because their situation is different from ours. Ours isn't life and death. Theirs is. So they have a lot higher standards and expectations because their life's literally on the line.
Yeah.
So, it's not as deep with us, but, we can definitely take something from that.
Before you go, we're going to be joined by your teammate, outstanding offensive lineman, Ross. How do you
put you on the spot here?
Okay, well, I'm going to put you on the spot. How do you say Ross's last name?
Yeah, so I've been looking at his name tag, trying to pronounce it all day. So I would say Ross Uyungulu Masuli.
Okay, I like
good.
that. It sounded very good.
I don't know how to fully pronounce it. I think that's pretty good.
We're going to ask Ross on the other side
Yeah.
as he's back as well, and we're looking forward to catching up with him. But Trey, congratulations on all your successes to this point. We can't wait for the opener against Stony Brook at Snapdragon Stadium, and thanks for swinging by.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you.
All right, good stuff. Trey White, Aztecs edge rusher, Kevin Acey, Jim coming up at 5:30 as we turn our attention back to the Padres in the second half of the season and the 10-game road trip that will start Friday night with Dylan Cease on the mound. The trade deadline coming up in 2 weeks as well. Kevin was in Atlanta, by the way.
He was. He was covering
Atlanta.
the Padres because they had 1 million All-Stars this year.
Right. Most in the National League. Tied for the most in the National League.
Yeah, it went Detroit had 6.
Right.
And then San Diego and LA, the Dodgers, had 5 each.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, there's a lot to talk about with Kevin today. The rotation has been set for this weekend. I'm a little interested to hear his thoughts on that, as well as the Luis Campusano saga. Can you even call it a saga?
Dude, we need to talk about that because every time we're told he's going to get an opportunity to maybe prove himself either at DH or catcher, he has like one game and then his option.
And he didn't even get it. He didn't even get an at bat.
Because he was only up for a day.
Yeah, he was just on the bench because Gavin Sheets got put on paternity leave.
True. I mean, that makes sense because it's a paternity list move. But this idea that, hey, the time for Campy's coming. He's going to get these 100 at bats. He's going to play every day. Well, when is he going to play every day? Is it going to be in AAA?
Probably never, John.
I think it might be in 1990 never. I agree.
Yeah. Or 2000 never.
I think it may be. We need to talk about also this upcoming trade deadline. We'll do that on the other side. Kevin Acey will join us coming up at 5:30. We also have the winner for the badges coming up at 5:30. Are we qualifying anyone else from here?
We still have, I think at least one more opportunity to qualify. Just make sure you're listening for the Superman sounder, and then get to the iHeartRadio app and hit the talkback mic to leave us your favorite superhero. But yeah, maybe one more chance. We'll see what Brent has cooked up. But 5:30 is when we're announcing the grand prize winner for today's Comic-Con badges,
which is 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con next week in San Diego. So be listening for a chance to qualify. Be listening for the grand prize winner of today's tickets coming up at 5:30. Kevin Acey will join us at 5:30. We're live at Mountain West Media Days here in Las Vegas at Circa. This is John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, AM radio keeps vital voices accessible. Congress can secure its future, but we need your help. Text AM to 52886 now to support keeping AM radio in cars. Tell your member of Congress to pass legislation now and keep AM radio in cars. Standard message and data rates apply. Kevin AC, in about 12 minutes, we're at Mount West Football Media Days in Las Vegas, where we'll be again tomorrow. Sean Lewis, Aztecs head coach, will join us tomorrow live right here on San Diego Sports 760.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
What do we have, Jim?
Well, right now we have another opportunity to win Comic-Con badges, or at least get qualified to win Comic-Con badges. You have 5 minutes right now to go to the iHeart Radio app, put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets, hit that red talkback mic, tell us your favorite superhero, and then you're automatically qualified to win a pair of badges to Comic-Con next week. We're announcing the grand prize winner here in about 15 minutes or so.
Are we going to announce the winner, Jim, before we talk to Kevin AC? We say, hey, let's get the drum roll. Here's the winner. And then how are we going to do this, Brian?
We're going to do it after Kevin AC.
After?
Yeah.
After Kevin AC.
It's called it's called a tease. Keep them through, Kevin.
I like that. I like that. But we've been hyping up 5:30.
We have, but
it's going to be 5:42.
I mean, look, 5:30 segments. How about
5:30 segment?
Yeah.
Okay, so the winner coming up between 5:30 and 5:45.
Correct.
Of today's Comic-Con single day, 2 badges. Open that app. You got about 4 minutes to do it right now. Click on San Diego Sports 760. Put us in your presets, and then open the talkback mic and tell us your favorite superhero, and you are eligible to win those badges for Comic-Con. All right, Jim has done some reconnaissance on. So I told Jim, I honestly think I've been telling you about this for like a week. I sent you a DM of this vending machine that vends jerseys, Pokemon cards, and trading cards.
Yes.
But it's like a mystery vending machine. You put like $100 in, and they give you just some like random card. That's a little aggressive, isn't it? To like give $100 and not know what Pokemon cards you're getting.
It's a game of chance, John.
It's always, which makes sense because we're in Vegas.
All right, so yeah, of course. But I'm looking right here because I went to the website, Lucky Box Vending.
Okay.
And if you scroll down, it shows you the locations in the United States.
That's where we are. So perfect.
Here's the thing. There are only 25 of these in the entire country.
So are we not near one?
We're near 7. There are
7 are in Vegas.
There are 7 in Las Vegas.
Because it's a game of chance.
Right. And there is one at the Plaza Hotel and Casino, which is, according to my maps right here, 500 feet away from us.
So we are 500 feet away from a Lucky Box vending machine that vends signed jerseys, Pokemon like slabs, so to speak, like graded Pokemon cards, graded sports trading cards. We are 500 feet away.
Yes, we're staying at Circa, and right across the street is the Plaza Hotel Casino, where there is one of these lucky boxes.
Well,
it's dangerous.
Here's the problem with that. I mean, if we go
so
over
close.
there, I'm going to be I mean, I can't. Here's the thing. I'd want to put something like that on social media. I can't. Because if Kristen saw it on social media, and she might be listening.
Does she have
Instagram? Yes.
No, I know Instagram, but like Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, so like
maybe we can say I bought it, and then I can post it.
And then Aaron is going to kill you.
Yeah, she would murder me.
This is the problem with marriage. No, I'm just kidding.
We were single and we love our wives.
Yeah, I'm completely kidding. I get it. Like there's better usages of spending money. But then again, people are downstairs right now at the roulette table. Oh, you know, it's $100 here, $100 there.
I'd much rather gamble on a card.
Right.
But
$100 and you end up with like, what's a bad Pokemon card?
And there's probably a lot of bad cards in that machine that aren't worth anything. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like if I looked it up right during the break, if I look up lucky card vending successes and failures, I'm sure that some of the bad cards that are in there, they're probably pretty bad, not even worth $100-something.
Yeah, like what if I put in my $100 and I get a graded Luis Campusano card?
I mean, well, you're screwed.
Seriously. And the card next to it is like a signed Fernando Tatis, and I get the Bryce Johnson.
There's like a Mickey mantle in there.
And we get like the Ricky. I get the Ricky mantle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get the Mickey. I get the Ricky.
You got a rookie Shohei in there, and then you also have a rookie Campy in there.
What would my reaction be if I got like this $10,000 Shohei Ohtani card?
Well, you'd probably
be like, hey, it's
excited.
money. Yeah, I'll sell that thing immediately.
100%. Go back to the card shop we just went to and just
get my $10,000.
Yeah. Well, not $10,000.
So okay, you and I, we're not really gamblers, right?
I'm not a big gambler. I'm not.
But that's kind of my excuse here. Like, okay, if most of the time people come to Vegas, say, I'm going to bring 100, 200 bucks. I'll play blackjack. I'll play roulette, whatever, craps. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to spend $200 on craps tonight. So
No.
does that give me $100 to spend elsewhere?
Yeah. And look, there's a chance if you spend $200 on craps tonight that you could make
$5,000,
$5,000.
Yep.
There's also a very good chance that you'll instantly lose that $200.
It could be 5 minutes.
In a matter of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Spend $100 on something that you're 100% guaranteed to take home with you at a card. While there's also a good chance that it could be like a really good card worth some money.
What would you do? Would you do card or signed jersey, knowing that we saw the front of the jersey?
I would go card 100%.
For the jersey.
The jersey's like a knockoff, like DH Gate, but worse jersey. And then the video you sent me was of a lady.
She was like all excited.
She won a Fernando Tatis signed like jersey, but the jersey had like Comic Sans lettering.
But the back looked cool. Like it looked like something you could frame.
It was authenticated and it was signed by Tatis.
It wasn't a Padres jersey.
What did she call him? Fernando
Tatis or something?
She's like,
Tatis.
Look at Fernando Tatis.
I want a Tatis jersey.
I want a Tatis jersey or Tatis jersey.
Sense.
I was like, oh my gosh.
If nothing else, we need to go check out this.
I need to look at it. Yeah.
Right.
I need to inspect it. I need to see what the actual prices are for things, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, that's fair. And we're gonna do that. We'll do that after the show.
Like it's the second we get done with the show, we're going there.
We're going to bring the radio equipment over there. No,
I can't wait.
I got to bring the radio.
There might be
equipment
someone right now
upstairs.
trying to get a card, and they get a good card.
Yeah, but it's like roulette. It's like, I mean, anytime
Not going
you could
anywhere.
hit black or red or number 8 or
There's only a couple cards left, and it's about to get taken.
No. Well, there's 7 other ones you said in Vegas.
There are, but they require us to travel.
Good point. All right, let's catch up with Kevin Acee. He was in Atlanta for the All-Star game, which included 5 Padres, which was won by the National League. Presumably, he's on his way for D.C., where the Padres start their second half on Friday against the Washington Nationals with Dylan Cease on the mound. So Kevin Acee will join us on the other side. We'll get into the trade deadline and the second half, Luis Campusano's future as well. And also coming up, we're going to announce that winner, the grand prize winner of today's pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. We have a winner coming up in our next segment. If you don't win today, don't be discouraged. Another chance to win both Thursday and Friday right here on John and Jim. So stay with us. Again, Kevin Acee, our Padres insider, en route to D.C. On the other side joins us, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app.
is brought to you by Staples Stores. All-Star game last night, went to the National League. We went to a swing-off last night, and Kyle Schwarber hit 3 home runs in 3 swings, helping the National League win the swing-off and the game. He won the All-Star game MVP after collecting 0 hits in the actual game. Padres news of the day, the rotation for the second half is set. Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish, and Nick Pivetta will start the second half of the Padres in Washington, and Luis Campusano has been optioned at AAA as Gavin Sheets is back with the club after paternity leave. How many times have we all said that was easy? Well, the Staples Easy button is back, and it's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of the U.S. Staples. That was easy.
All right, John and Jim.
John
San
and Jim.
Diego Sports 760. We're trying to connect with Kevin Acey. He may be en route from Atlanta to D.C. He thought 5:30 would work. So we will try to connect with Kevin Acey. I want to get his thoughts on the swing off. He was in the building. I haven't talked to anyone else who was in the building for
Do
it.
you think his flight got delayed, like me?
No, your flight didn't get delayed. It got canceled.
Well, it
dude.
initially got delayed and then delayed. You know what's funny? I got a text yesterday from Frontier.
Like, hey, your flight's been rebooked.
Texted me yesterday at 4:30. Frontier alert. We're sorry your flight departing on January 13th has been canceled.
13th.
Please view your options here.
Like, dude, I'm already back home, man. I'm not just waiting for you to email me.
I was like, what? And then I also would get like constant messages on Sunday. Like I got one at 5:30. It said, your flight from Las Vegas is delayed for operational reasons. Departing now, estimated time at 4:24. I'm like, wait a second here. I'm already on the road driving home.
Yeah, like I'm not waiting for your
like
email,
stop.
man.
They're a little behind with Frontier.
They really are. They really are. All right, I've sent a text to Kevin.
Did it get delivered?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he could be doing things.
Could be on the phone with some. He could be
Right.
He could be breaking news.
We could go down that path.
Do you think he's getting
Does this have to do with the
breaking
deadline?
news deadline text? Like, hey,
Wait.
you might want to check up on this.
Does this have to do with? Wait, where is it? Could this possibly have to do with the Padres having to go all in and what AJ Preller has to do before the deadline?
That sounds familiar. Where's
Right.
that from?
That's the headline of today's YouTube video.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Here on John and
I
Jim.
look. Call it clickbait. I believe
It's
it.
actually true.
I believe it. They are at a point. It does feel like they have to go all in.
Here's my
even more all
how
in than
much
they already
more?
are.
That's the thing. So, okay, that would include what for you? You can officially say they're all in if they land Jarren Duran.
Yeah.
So you're looking for something like that, Sean Murphy.
I'm not
or
looking
Jarren
for
Duran.
something like that. What I'm saying is, if they were to do that, I would consider AJ viewing
All in.
this as we are an all-in situation.
All right, play the intro, please. He already played the
You already
intro.
played it.
Kevin, bear with us. We're in Vegas. It's Mountain West Football Media Days, but we got to talk about the Padres as well. So we appreciate you taking time for us. I know you were in Atlanta, and presumably you're on your. Where are you? Are you in DC? Are you on your way?
I'm in the security line at DFW. I came to see my son for about 6 hours.
Oh, how
So-
you took 6 hours?
I
for
would
your
have gotten
family?
out of the line for you guys, but for some reason, it's just a disaster. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get to near the front, and I'm going to let the people behind me go until our conversation is over.
Wow, man, you are loyal.
That's
to us.
dedication.
That's very kind. Well, okay,
We owe you
keep
like
it-
a bottle of wine if you like wine.
right. And Jim's gonna buy it.
I will. Yes.
Kevin, you were there. Let's get to it. We'll keep it tight here. You were there. What was your impression, and what are your thoughts on the way it played out last night? The first ever swing off in Major League Baseball history.
I thought it was really cool for the All-Star game. The problem is it took 9 innings of a not very good game. I mean, really. But the All-Star game is never really that great, right? So
Right.
I thought all in all, like if you hung in it for how long was it? 5.5 hours? Like if you hung
It
in,
was long.
I thought
Yeah.
that was awesome. And I think the players thought it was awesome. And I think it was a really good idea.
Yeah, I think everything was great about it. I think the conversation that is kind of being had today of like, oh, could it be in the regular season? That's not gonna happen. I think it's perfect the way it is in an all-star game situation. And it was a great thing for last night. Getting to the second half, Kevin, you reported earlier today, you put out the Padres rotation is all set, at least the first three here in Washington. Cease, Darvish, Pivetta. What do you think the reasoning is behind that to start the second half for the Padres?
I just thought that it was the right way to go. I mean, I guess you could have flipped Darvish and Cease, but like, why? I mean, that gives, everybody a little extra rest. It gives Pivetta, who's been a workhorse and has been doing great, some extra rest. I knew that it was going to be something of a reset. I thought it was kind of, pretty much what I expected.
Kevin Ace here, Padres Insider, with us right now from Dallas, Fort Worth. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and the security line. Now, you wrote today as well that Campy's been an option. Gavin Sheets is coming back from paternity, which is all to be again. Sheets is going to come back in the roster. They have to make a move. But is like, what's next here for Luis Campusano in this saga? Will he get a stretch at some point to play in the major leagues or not?
I know. Well, I know. I don't want to say it's like there's a tussle. In terms of the value of Campusano, in terms of what people think, or the value of Maldonado and what people think inside the organization, I don't know what's happening there. I really don't, and I think there are some people. Well, I know there are some people who are like, well, it's up to me, he'd be here already. I really couldn't tell you.
So with that being said, do you feel like it's time to move on from Luis Campusano? I mean, the trade deadline's coming up here.
Well,
I don't know what value you could get for him, but I mean, it feels like this organization doesn't trust Campy, or at least the people that are, making the decisions.
Yep. But it's been going on for so long. I mean, it was Bob Melvin first, right? Like,
yeah, right.
And so, I do think that there is, I do. It's not generally like just to flat out give my opinion, but what I do is I base it on what I hear from in the organization and from, elsewhere. And then, just what your eyes tell you. And the fact is, he clearly is not getting the shot here. And he clearly is maxing out at AAA. So either you're using him or not. And that was also part of the argument of the people, in the organization that thought that he should be given a shot to come up now. But since he's not, I believe that the answer is yes. It's time to move on for everyone's sake. Campusano was clearly frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, let the record stand. I agree with you. I would personally be this. I've said this for weeks now. I would be very surprised if he was here after the deadline. I just feel like move him if it's for whatever the reason is, whatever you get back, if it's cash or a low-level prospect. It's just time for both sides to potentially move on. What will you be
looking? There has to be a team that thinks he's worth $50,000 or something.
Exactly. Kevin Ace is with us right now. I mean, what are you looking for out of the break? It's unlikely that Preller's going to strike immediately with the deadline still a couple of weeks away. So, they played well enough on the homestand. They went 6-4. They're playing 10 on the road. I mean, what are you looking for as this team hits the ground? Last year, they were incredibly effective out of the All-Star break. What will you be watching for here over the next week plus?
Yeah, that. I mean, they're going to be buyers. It just doesn't matter. They could, I guess 0-9, 0-10 on this trip. I guess I don't know, but they're going to be buyers. So, what am I looking for them to just continue at least to incrementally rise 10 games over 11, 12, 14, and be the team. They don't have to go like they did. What was it? 60-23. I don't know what it was. It was crazy numbers, right? They don't need to do that. But they just need to be better offensively. They need to hit more home runs because, there's a reason teams don't just it can't always be about the timely hit. The pitching is just too good. So they've got to do what they started to do, what Machado started to do, what Merrill did for one day, what Tatis did for 1 day or 2 days recently. They've got to do that.
I think we all believe and think with the moves that Padres have made over the last couple of years that this year, they're all in. They didn't trade King or they didn't trade Cease in the offseason. They didn't trade Arise. They brought them back to go for it. So with that, it's they're all in. But is there a move? Do you feel like they could go even more all in at the deadline? And
I don't think they have the money or the
more
prospect
all in than they already
capital.
are?
I don't think they have more prospect capital to do it. I don't think they have the money to do it. And then I say the prospect capital of the guys they're willing to trade. I just don't think they have that. And they don't think they need it. Now, of course, every team, the Dodgers need, if you're going to, if you had unlimited funds, which I guess the Dodgers do, right? But like the Padres have built a team that should be good enough to get in the playoffs and make a run. So, and they don't have unlimited funds. So, like, they're in, but like, they're already in. So, I don't think it's going to be that overwhelming.
Yeah, to follow up on that.
Remember, what's the asterisk always? AJ Preller.
Right. Yep.
To follow up on that, Kevin, because I think you said it with us even a couple of weeks ago, like, if you're expecting something big, you may be disappointed. And it almost does feel like the trend lines are heading down that path because, like you said, A, maybe the dollars aren't going to match up because they don't have them. And B, if you're not trading Leo DeVries and Ethan Salas, how creative can you really get if you're AJ Preller?
Well, there you go. But look, they've got Cash Mayfield. They've got some young guys. They do have some young relievers. Maybe someone's looking for Alec Jacob. There's even major league relievers. So it's possible, and it's AJ Preller, and he's a lot smarter than me, and he knows what people are talking about. So, in terms of what people are willing to give up and what they want from the Padres. So, always scared when I say, I don't think it's going to be overwhelming. But we knew last year he was going bullpen. We knew Juan Soto was coming. I just don't think, he was trying to land him, and seemed like he was going to do whatever he could to land him. And I just don't get that sense this year that they have that ability.
Kevin, travel safe. We will catch up with you from DC. We appreciate you doing it.
Right on. Take care, guys.
All right, great stuff from Kevin Acee, our Padres insider.
Seemed like he was very close to the security. I heard the beeper going on behind him. I was like,
sir, shoes got to go now.
He's like, hold on, I got to tell these guys on the phone about Luis Campusano real quick.
They're like, who? Huh? We don't know who that is. We know who Ben Fadden is. All right, can we get the drum roll? Do you have the? Let's get the drum roll for our grand prize winner of 2 single-day Comic-Con bags.
All right, the winner for today is Charles from Poway. Congratulations, Charles. You'll win a pair of badges to Comic-Con next weekend.
All right, so congratulations, Charles. If you didn't win today, join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. We're giving away 2 more single-day badges for Comic-Con next week. Join us on Friday as well. We're going to give away 2 more badges on Friday. Sean Lewis will be on the show as well tomorrow. We're at Circa in Las Vegas for Mountain West Football Media Days.
We have shut down the Mountain West Conference Media Day.
We really have, man. We're the last people at the bar. The lights are on.
There are
people look different. Everyone doesn't look.
I kind of prefer this, though, to be honest with you.
Do you? The quieter.
Yeah, I think I prefer this to the chaos, of every table being full and everybody talking and it just. I think I prefer this.
We're going to be here tomorrow afternoon. They're tearing down the tables. They're taking the banners down. We're going to be on the air here on John and Jim.
That's us.
San Diego Sports 760. All right. On the other side, Jim's back page. Here until 6, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, the iHeartRadio Music Festival back. Live performances by Mariah Carey, Maroon 5, and more right here in Vegas, September 19th and 20th. T-Mobile Arena. 2 nights, 1 stage. Tickets at AXS.com. Get them now before they sell out. Day 1 of Mount West Football Media Days here at the Circa in Las Vegas. We'll be back tomorrow. 4 more hours, including a conversation with San Diego State's head coach, Sean Lewis, and Comic-Con badges to give away as well. So make sure to be here tomorrow, beginning at 2 p.m. Are you ready for the back page, Jim?
I'm ready.
Are you sure you're ready?
Are you ready?
Here's how I'm going to get ready. I'm going to get ready by taking the ad off our YouTube stream. All right, let's get to it.
John, what is the best nickname in baseball?
That would be the Crone Zone.
No, Brent, what's the best nickname in baseball?
The Big Dumper.
Thank you.
Not Crone Zone.
Not Crone Zone. No, I'm sorry. Not Crone Zone. Cal Raleigh, the Big Dumper, is the best nickname in the sport. Not even close. Well, you're going to love this. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh is teaming up to promote portable toilets.
Oh, my gosh.
The Big Dumper teams with Honey Bucket, a portable toilet company.
Like a
It was
porta potty?
inevitable.
Yeah, like a porta potty.
Porta potty. Okay.
Yeah, the slugger announced on Instagram he had signed a deal with the portable toilet manufacturer. Honey Bucket on X put out this. Team up with Cal Raleigh. Honey Bucket, a leader in portable sanitation services, is proud to announce a new partnership with Seattle's powerhouse catcher and fan favorite all-star catcher Cal Raleigh, affectionately known as the Big Dumper.
Wow. So we got $1 million for winning the home run derby, and now he's getting paid for being the Big Dumper by a porta potty company.
Yeah, Raleigh said, Honey Bucket is the name behind the cleanest, most dependable restrooms in the game.
Wow.
As someone who understands the value of showing up prepared every single day, I'm proud to team up with a company that does the same.
It's ridiculous.
Isn't that amazing, though?
It is amazing.
It's like an NIL deal.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly
crazy.
what it is.
In a press release, Honey Bucket teased appearances, exclusive content, and promotional campaigns featuring Cal, all centered around changing expectations for what people can expect from portable restrooms.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
The company said that more details would, quote, drop soon. It's so, dude,
it's too easy. Yeah.
It's so good. I love that. Cal Raleigh promoting portable bathrooms. It's amazing. Popeyes, John, is set to release a new chicken dipper.
Is it called
Popeyes,
the Big Dumper?
no, I wish.
That's what
Popeyes
happens
has launched
after.
chicken dippers, a new limited time menu item featuring thin, crispy strips of all white breast meat, hand battered in its signature Louisiana seasoning. Made for easy dipping, the dippers are priced at $4.99, and they're now available through August 31st, 2025.
The Big Dipper.
And chicken dippers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, the big dumper.
And I would, yeah, okay. All right. What else you got?
Do you know the pickle brand Van Holten?
I maybe. Can I
No.
see what it looks like?
It's just like a.
It looks like Pringles.
Well, that's the story that I was
Oh,
going to say. Van Holten's Pickles and Pringles have teamed up for an unexpected and bold flavor mashup with the release of their new sour cream and onion pickle in a pouch. A first of its kind collaboration that merges the tangy crunch of Van Holten's pickles with the iconic flavor of Pringles classic chips.
Honestly, that sounds good.
Launching this July.
As in now.
Yeah, it's a limited time release. I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know if I can eat a pickle out of a pouch.
Yeah, those are gross if you ever had them.
Yeah, actually, now that you say it that way, you're right. That doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. But if you like those type of things, and I know some people do, and you like Pringles, you like pickles, well, guess what? The fusion of Pringles and pickles come in a store near you, okay?
Yeah, it's kind of creative.
A little creative. Finally, Burger King has teamed up with Sally's Baklava to introduce a brand new lineup of indulgent desserts inspired by the most iconic Middle Eastern treat. Now available at select locations in the U.S., The new baklava-style dessert combines the rich, flaky textures of baklava with Burger King's signature soft-serve ice cream. Does that intrigue
I like
you?
how you say that word. Here's how I say it, and then I want to hear from Brent. I say baklava.
Baklava.
You said, I like how you said it. You said like baklava.
I did not say baklava. I said baklava.
How do you say it, Brent?
I think it's the way you said it.
Baklava.
Yeah, baklava.
Yeah.
Did I say baklava?
No, it's like the way you said it was. No, it was
Yeah,
very.
you sounded like you were naming off Eastern European countries or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
we left Italy and we went to
Just went
baklava. and
baklava or
It was
I mean,
beautiful.
baklava. Guys, want to try this new baklava
Oh my
style
God.
dessert?
I'll tell you, man.
I would.
The
I
4-hour
like those
show,
things.
The 4-hour show is 1 hour too long.
You think? Hey, but more opportunities, right?
Hey, babe.
That's it.
That's what you got
That's what I got, man.
for the back page.
3 stories for In and Out. How you doing? Oh,
All
and by
right.
the way, Stranger Things, the trailer for the final season dropped this morning. Me and Brent were just talking about it.
Season 70.
Season 5,
When
dude.
did the show debut? Seriously, how old was I when the show debuted? Stranger Things Wiki. When did the show come out?
7 years ago,
Initially.
maybe? It came out when I
I'm
moved
at-
out here.
It came out July 15, 2016, 9 years ago.
Okay.
So these kids are all grown up.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they're not still playing second graders, John, so it's okay that they're
I
grown
haven't
up.
watched since the first, what has happened? Weren't they in the Upside Down or something? Are they still there?
There's a lot to explain. You can't explain it in 3 minutes on the radio, John.
Is Winona Ryder still in it?
She is, yes.
Okay.
I do have an extra story.
Ooh.
Awful Announcing this morning put out a article and a poll to grade the 2025 best local MLB announcers.
Yeah, they do that annually.
I know, but they put it out this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And Don
can vote for the
Orsillo,
Padres.
yeah, you can vote for. Oh, hold on. Don Orsillo posted it, said vote for me.
That makes sense, right? So you can vote for the best local broadcast teams in baseball.
You just vote on all the broadcast teams in baseball, and you give them a letter grade from A to F.
Okay. So
I'm
vote for Orsillo and Mudd.
just looking here. Don and Mudd.
They finished top 3 a
Let's
lot.
give them a B. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
They deserve an A. They are A+ for sure.
I saw him just push C, by the way, folks.
Actually, that was an F. Actually, I'm just kidding.
I think
I'm
they've
kidding.
honestly finished top 3
As they
a couple
should.
years
They
ago.
are. They are a top 3, top 4 at worst. Best, announcing crew in baseball.
Keep digging. You're like, they're top 3, maybe top 5.
They're like top 7. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. If
I'm
you missed
kidding. They're
anything
great,
today,
guys. I love Don and Mudd.
If you missed anything today, sportsSD.com.
Even though Don and Mudd have been doing a lot of games recently together.
It's a good point.
That whole
iHeartRadio
thing's
app,
a weird
iTunes,
thing.
TuneIn Radio, or Spotify.
Why are we changing this up? Oh, because
Oh, yeah, what do you-
baseball wants to do it. That's a smart move.
All right, we're back tomorrow at 2 p.m. for Brent and Jim. I'm John. Keep it here at San Diego
Bye.
Sports 760. I think Jim is drunk.
I am.